Hey, what is up, y'all? Welcome to a new world here. Welcome to Game Day with Heavy Cardboard. Teach, play, and discuss medium and heavy strategy board games, war games, 18xx. I'm your host, Edward Euler. Happy to be joined by some very good friends of mine virtually.
I'm Greg.
I'm Shrey.
And I'm Martin.
All right, tonight should be a good time. We are playing Pax Viking, designed by Jan Manker and published by Ion Game Design, over on, for the first time ever, Tabletop Simulator. Now, I do want to give a shout out to Sam Williams. Did a great job of creating the Tabletop Simulator module for us to play on tonight, so I wanted to make sure to give him credit for that, as well as everybody who helped out in the process of creating the game and the module. So big thanks to everybody over at Ion Game Design for that. So welcome everybody watching live around the world as well as after the fact. So before we get started, big thanks to all the patrons who helped make all of this possible. Seriously, legit. It's been a trying month, so I really do certainly appreciate the support. Let's face it, COVID sucks, and this isolation sucks for all of us. So hopefully I have been able to bring you guys a little bit of entertainment, as well as the fellas here and Jess and everybody else helping out behind the scenes as well as on screen. Definitely appreciate all the support. If you guys do enjoy this stream tonight, give it a thumb. If you enjoy the show in general, give it a subscription. You want to go a step further and support the show over on pledgehc.com. I'd recommend it personally. I think it's worth it, but you guys ultimately are the final arbiters for that. But enough about that. So Pax Viking. Now, I played this twice, and that's intentional. Greg, you and Martin, right? You guys have played it once. And again, this is intentional. Shrey is kind of our resident expert. How many times have you played this, Shrey?
4 times.
Okay. Oh, yeah, by far, he's the resident expert. I joke about that. And the reason I didn't want us to have a lot of experience with this is because part of what it is that we're going to be showing you guys tonight is just how easy it is to pick up Pax Viking in general. So, yeah. I am not going to be doing a full teach tonight, but we sort of are going to. So how this is going to work is I'm going to bring the cameras down, and then keep in mind, this is my first time really using Tabletop Simulator. So full disclosure, there will be mistakes with that. But I'm going to show you guys the components. We're going to highlight kind of high-level concepts, and then we're going to get into the game and kind of let the game and the Rosetta Stone teach you guys how to play it. So we'll walk you through our actions as we go along, but you're going to see just how easy it is to pick up this game. So without further ado, I'm ready. Fellas, are y'all?
Yep.
Yeah? All right.
Yeah.
Then without further ado, here we go into Pax Viking. All right. There it is. So did I mention Sam did a really awesome job with the modules here? I love that the Ion and the Heavy Cardboard logo are on the table, so that's very, very cool. I certainly appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so here we go. All right, so now hopefully this works, and already it's not working. Let's try this. There we go, hey. All right, so in Pax Viking, you represent a Jarl, a powerful leader in the Norse culture, whose family has grown strong over the course of centuries. It is now a pivotal point in history and an opportunity to unite many Jarldoms into a unified country. Using a trade network in the east, powerful allies in the west, and smart tactics, you may prevail as the first king or queen of Sweden. All right, and before I go any further, I do know that some of the folks from Ion are actually in the chat. So I see Yoon, the designer and lead designer over at Ion is there. I see that Andy Mesa is there and some other folks. So awesome, welcome. I appreciate that they're joining us tonight. All right, before we go any further, let's go over kind of what it is you guys are looking at. So here on the main board, as you guys see over here, the board is divided into 4 different winds. These are groups of same colored regions. So the north is the blue, the east is green, the south is orange, and the west is purple. And if you guys follow along with the blue hand, All right, so Shrey is going to be kind of our hand in work as we go along. So his is the one that's going to be pointing things out as we go along. So as I mentioned, northeast, southwest, blue, green, orange, and purple respectively. Now within each of those areas, there are regions. All right, so regions are areas separated by white or black lines. These are either sea regions or land regions. Sea regions consist of named bodies of water. So as you can see there, Ganvik, as Shrey is pointing out, or maybe the German Ocean, as it were. And then land regions. So we have Wens as one and Bjarmeland. And I apologize to all the Nordic folk out there. I'm going to butcher these names. I apologize, doing the best I can. So the land regions all consist of 1 to 2 posts. So those big circles that you see, those are called posts. Or we may interchange the word locations with them, but posts as far as the game is concerned, all right? Those circles are either empty or filled. It could be pre-printed things, as you can see already, or tiles that we place down onto the board, all right? Now, there are also home symbols. Now, these home symbols, this is kind of each player's home or base of operations. All items that are on a player's tableau are thought to be of being at that location, at that icon. So whenever you see someone's Yarrow board, all of the items that are on their Yarrow board are thought to be on that specific home location, all right? Then there is the saga track. So the saga track over here consists of 2 different things. Up at the top will be the saga pile. Now these are the tiles. We're going to use the word tile or card interchangeably. They're round discs of cardboard. So those are the tiles in the game. All right. Now down below that is going to be the tile or the saga track, which is a tile market, if you will. And those decrease in value as they work their way down. So as you can see at the top, they're 12 silver or 12 coins or 12 bucks a piece, and they work their way all the way down to $1 or 1 silver or 1 coin, etc., etc. And those will conveyor down, meaning they will get cheaper as we go along. Then over here are the victory conditions. Now these are going to change from as you see them before we get started. But there are 4 different levels of victory conditions in Pax Viking. There are the novice, the standard, the advanced, and the Eklundian. Good luck with those. We are going to be playing with the standard ones tonight, but you can mix and match between difficulty levels. So if you have newer gamers, you can have it to where they can focus on these, whereas more established, or I should say more experienced gamers can go for the standard or the advanced. As it is, we're going to have 4 standard difficulty victory conditions in our game tonight. And then finally, we have follower action markers. These are special action markers that each of us may control at any given time in the game. So down here, though, are our Yarrow boards or our player boards. Now, these Yarrow boards are asymmetric player boards. In the center there is the leader name. So as you can see, I am playing Edla of Obotrites, maybe, I hope. And it shows my player color. Obviously, I'm playing yellow. And then the home symbol, which is that half green, half yellow symbol, so that, remember, out on the board, and I'll actually show you guys out here on the board where my home location is actually going to be, is going to be right there, as you can see Shrey pointing with the handy dandy little arrow there. All right, so getting back to this. On our board, we have 6 long boats, long ships, or boats. We're going to use those words interchangeably, so we have 6 long boats. Then there are 4 types of followers, and there are 6 each, as you can see up here at the top of the board. So up here you can see that these are Jarldoms, these are Theocracy followers. Over here we have Sweden followers, and we have Ruse followers as well. Then down below that we have four spaces over here. We have a special ability space, which is going to be the asymmetric aspect of our player boards. Then there is going to be 3 locations for tiles. One with for a god tile, and then there are 2 for advocates. Now these may change depending on which player board you have in front of you. Then down in the bottom right over here, we have the sequence of play. And I'll show you guys that zoomed in there. The sequence of play is going to be the actions and literally the sequence of play. So start at the top, work your way down. And then there is the 5 available actions that you can take on your turn. So invest, journey, play, activate, and parlay. In addition to that, there are 4 influence actions also available if you have possession of influence markers throughout the game. All right, so that's everything. Oh, and I guess I should point out that we also have 4 action tokens as well. So what is it we're actually trying to do in Pax Viking? Well, we're going to be taking actions, 4 actions per turn, to be able to do some mix of being able to put our longboats or our longships out onto the board, to be able to claim locations or posts out here via the saga track. We will be acquiring tiles out here and placing tiles and then placing followers out on those tiles. And we will be doing that all for the goal of being able to match up or trying to actually claim one of these victory conditions. The game will end when one of 2 things happens. Either somebody matches whatever a victory condition is, so in other words, the one shown right here, have 2 or more duchies. But in addition to that, they must also play an event. When that happens, triggers the end of the game, they win. The other way the game can end is if the saga pile and the saga track are empty of all tiles, then it goes into essentially a tiebreaker step there. So that's how the game will end. But what is it we're actually doing on our turn? Well, you take a look in the bottom right-hand corner, it shows the sequence of play. And I'm just going to very briefly go over this, and then we're going to jump into it. So, first things first, influence. Take or return influence markers for every follower you do or do not have the most of. So in other words, if you take a look down here at my player board, there. So depending on if you have the most, say, Jarldom followers off of your board, so you have empty spaces over here. If you do, then what you're going to do is you're going to take one of these yellow markers and you're going to move them up to whatever one. So if it's the Jarldom one, you would put a marker right here and you would take this influence marker because you have the most influence for Jarldom. Okay, easy enough. And then from there, you're going to take 4 actions. So these count as regular actions, meaning these 4 actions can take any of these 5 actions. You can take 4 invest actions. You can take 2 invest actions and a play and an activate. However you want to mix and match your actions, you do so. If you do have one of those influence markers, however, in lieu of taking a normal action, you can then instead take the matching special action that is kind of a rule breaker for you to do. After you're done with your 4 actions, then you're going to do as it says here, gain coins equal to the number of follower types. So there are 4 different follower types, so it'll be a max of 4 coins. If you have, say, 5 Jarldom and 1 Theocracy out on the board, you don't get 6 coins. How many different types? You have Jarldom and you have Theocracy, so you get 1, you get 2. Regardless of how many, you would get 2 coins. Does that make sense? Easy enough? Yeah, good. Moving on. All right, and then the last thing is discard your hand to your hand limit and then refresh the market. Now, one big thing that I have not talked about yet is over here off the camera a little bit, is over here on the left. This is what's called the Rosetta Stone. If you're familiar with games like BIOS Origins or whatnot, then what this is, this will be familiar to you. If you're not familiar with that, hey, good news. All this is basically a glossary and a handy dandy kind of rule book. I don't have the rule book in front of me. I've played this game twice in my life. However, everything you see here is actually going to walk us through how to play the game. And I'm actually going to show you this as we go along. So it has a list of the various icons and then certain keywords. So anything that you see capitalized throughout the game is going to have a reference over here. So if you look at my player board and you look at, say, the journey action right there, journey says move your ship up to 3 steps. So if we were to then come over onto the Rosetta Stone and we see, oh, okay, what is steps? Well, funny you ask, right there. 1 movement across a white border into or out of a region or into or out of a post. Wait, what's a region? Well, I'm glad you asked. A region is any named area on the map, land or sea. Cool. What's a post? I forget what those are. Oh, right, they're circles on the map, including trade centers and powerful allies. Well, hell, that's easy. Exactly. And that, I think, honestly, is going to be enough to go ahead and get us started. So, as I said, we're going to take 4 actions and continue going until the end. One of us gets one of the victory conditions. I think that works. Fellas, anything to add?
Nope, I think that's good.
No.
Okay, cool. Good. All right. So let's go ahead and bring up. There we go. Hi, guys. Hi, everybody. All right.
Hello.
So, yeah, let me go ahead and. So far, I have not screwed this up terribly. That's awesome. I'm happy about that. So now with the app, you want me to hit it right here?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So we will go over the victory condition. So actually, as soon as I hit the 4-player little button right here, so here we go, 4 players. Boom! It will watch magic populate. Oh, there we go. Come on. Here we go. Do do do. Oh, and Sam's in chat as well, I noticed. So welcome, Sam. Well done on this. All right. So now, Shrey, being the resident expert, we need to put 2 tiles out on the board.
Yeah, it's these 2 right here.
Okay, go for it. So I will
So
bring
this-
this back over. Okay.
So this one is a Wen's venture locations, or a venture post, so it goes in the
Wen's.
Region. And then
Okay.
the second one is a Sarskoye, so it'll go right here.
All right, cool. All right. So that is part of setup. And now we need the victory conditions.
Yep, so we are not going to use these.
So we're getting rid of those and we're getting rid of the green one. All right.
Okay, and then we'll just flip this over and shuffle it up and draw 1, 2.
Making it look
3.
like I'm actually doing
No.
it. I'm not.
Oh, sorry, there was a orange in there. Okay. There we
All
go.
right, cool. So in our game, the victory conditions. So have your followers, those are those little discs, and I will show you again. Your followers are these discs out here, okay? So have your followers on at least 1 location in all regions in 1 wind. Okay, so let me unpack that. So have all your hold on. What was the wording on that? Have your followers on at least 1 location. I should point out, location means post. Again, this is a prototype. Everything you see, verbiage, everything, components, obviously it's virtual, but you get the idea. All of this is subject to change. So anytime you see the word location there, that means post. That has been a recent change. And by recent, I mean this morning. So have your followers on at least 1 post in all the regions in 1 wind. So a wind is like the green area over here. So have your followers on at least 1 post in all regions. So in other words, you've got to have a follower in here in Pechenegs. How do you say it? Pechenegs. There you go.
Pechenegs,
I
yeah.
think so. Then you got to have one over in one of those 2 posts, 1 in those 2 posts, 1 in those 2 posts, and 1 in those 2 posts. And then you have to play an event. All right. So that is one of the victory conditions. That is number 11, as you can see down there in the bottom left-hand corner. Then we have, you know what? I'm going to do these to where they go clockwise. So there we go. Then number 13 is have placed all 6 of 1 or more follower types, meaning have all of them out, and at least 1 other follower type. Okay, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Have 2 or more duchies. I'll explain that as we go along. And have all of your 6 ships alone. Move your hand real quick, Greg.
No, it's Martin.
Or Martin, there you go.
Sorry.
Have all 6 of your ships alone on locations with a follower of yours. So those are the 4 victory conditions that we have in our game. All right, so there we go. Anything else?
No, don't think so.
All right, randomized turn order?
All
Or-
right, well, yeah, we can hit this button over here, which will say that.
There we go. Where is it?
It shows up in notes, which I think you have hidden on your screen. So it's going to be Greg, then you, then me, then Martin. So we'll
Okay,
go around.
so I probably
starting with white.
Oh, hold on. So who is white? Is that Greg?
That's
That
correct.
is. I need to change that, so give me just a second.
Oh, I think I can change it.
No, you can't change it on the screen. So, a moment.
No,
All right.
I meant I could change myself to green.
No, don't bother. It's okay. So,
Yeah.
let's see. I will change that. Hopefully, let's see. Greg, you are white. All right. There we go. There. And hopefully this works. And hey, there we go. So I probably ought to change the order of these. Man, you'd think I was new at this. So Martin's purple, then Shrey is next as blue. There, and then me, then let's see if that works better. Hey, there we go. All right, cool. We are all set there. Let me reset some stuff over here, and we are ready to rock and roll. So how's everybody doing today? Both on stream as well as the Peanut Gallery.
Doing pretty well.
Good.
Good. All right, cool. All right.
No complaints yet.
Right, it's early. All right. All right, cool. All right, so who's starting? I missed that.
Greg is starting.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Greg. So what I'm going to be doing, since I'm the one streaming this, as it were, and people can see from my view here. So what we're going to do early on is we're going to look at, we'll try as best I can here to zoom in on the various places. And then I'm going to use the Rosetta Stone as Greg talks about the various actions that he's going to be taking. And the last thing is, wait, Greg starts with 3.
Yeah, and then 4, 5, 6 money.
All right, so 4, 5. So I start with 6. All right.
No, we start with 4, right? We're gonna go clockwise around.
Yeah, so we'll start with Greg, then Martin, then you, then me.
Oh wait, that feels kind of clockwise to me.
Oh, I see. Oh, you meant as far as, hold on. It goes Greg, Martin. Hold on. I'm going to switch our spots, Shrey, on the stream, because I can do that. All right, there we go. Now it's clockwise. How's that? That make you happy? That work? All right, cool. All right, so here we go. Greg.
Just real quick though.
Yes.
For TTS,
Yes.
my tokens are locked.
Oh,
A moment.
I will unlock them.
Yeah, it's a technical problem, not a.
All right, you're good.
All right, there we go. All right, cool. So I go ahead and what action are you taking first?
So a quick thing, and my special ability on my Jarlem, he starts with an extra $3.
Okay, actually, we probably ought to go over, when it's your turn, go over what your special ability is.
Yeah.
That's probably good. All right, cool.
Okay, yeah, my special ability is pretty easy, and I probably won't use it for a little while. But my followers that are on locations with a handshake or a scales count as one strength. I assume is.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, one ship. Yeah. All right,
ship,
your followers count as a ship on those locations. All right.
On yeah.
And in
Specifically,
fact,
Allies and
And
It's
here,
essentially everything that's already on the board.
right, so here, I will show. So there you go. Trade Center and Powerful Ally. All right.
Yep.
And then if you take a look down here at the very bottom, it says any follower, which is all 4 symbols there. So there you go. Again, it's all laid out pretty well, I think. So, all right. Cool. So, Greg, what you got?
Right.
Oh, we lost Greg.
Oh,
There you go. Nope, you're good. Now I can hear you. You're fine.
Okay. So I think so last time I started with a lot of money, and this time I don't have a lot of money, so I think I'm gonna have to change up my tactic. I'm gonna start by doing an investment, but this one is going to be for free.
All right. So, an investment, actually, here, I will do it this way. I'll show on my board. So again, for the first time that we're doing an action, so invest. Draw and refresh or buy from the saga track. All right, so it has to do with the saga track. So here you go. So go for it.
So having 3 coins, I can either buy this East Advocate or this Greenland Advocate, but neither seem super worth the cash right now, because I don't know what my strategy is going to be yet. So I might as well just pay nothing and take the top one for free.
All right.
And in doing so, we're going to have to discard this bottom one, and everything's going to slide down. Thankfully, this is Tabletop Simulator, so
Hit the button, and there you go.
there you go.
All right. So obviously, we don't know what Greg drew. It'll be magic. It'll be a surprise. So there you go. All right. And on my turn, I will actually go through what these are as we go along. Or if you buy one on your turn, I'll zoom in on it or whatever. All right. So second action, sir.
This time I am going to invest again, but I'm going to now pay for one of the ventures.
All right. So which one?
This one.
All right.
Here.
So here I will zoom in. So real quick. So you know it's a venture tile because it has that V at the top, which means venture. The location is Sarskoya, which is, if you take a look over here at the map right there, you see it's Sarskoya. So it's going to have to do with those 2 posts over there. In addition to that, it has to do with the step, or try this again. The top left symbol is a ruse symbol, so it means it's going to have a ruse follower that goes on it whenever he plays this. And then the top right has to do with the other action whenever he activates this tile. And the bottom one, I believe, is flavor text. And then the main picture and the text in the picture is what the actual action does. So, all right. So go for it, all you.
So, yep, take that. My third action is going to be...
There you go. Oop. All right, so 2 invest actions, and then 1 well, you're about to.
Yep,
and you can see 2 tiles he's gotten.
So I take my longship, and I go to my matching location tile, which is in the Ganvik Ocean, in the coast of Bjarmerland. And I can move it 3 spaces. So once into the ocean, once into the River of Wens, and then once into the venture that's in Wens.
Into the post, yes.
Post.
All right, and that it was a journey action. So move a ship up to 3 steps. He can trade, but no one's obviously out there yet with a co-located rival during any step. And again, I apologize that this is a little bit still having to learn everything here, but the step there says 1 movement across a white border into or out of a region or into or out of a post. So there you go. You can move up to 3 spaces. Okay, easy enough. So now, Greg, your 4th action, sir.
Is, I suppose it's technically parlay because the venture's already there.
Okay, so here, I will take a look here on your board. Parlay, go ahead and read it.
If alone, establish. Otherwise, challenge then, if alone, establish.
Okay, so parlay, alone, and establish. So now let's go ahead and go back to the Rosetta Stone. So parlay is going to be one of the actions. So if we take a look right there, parlay, if alone, establish, right? Okay, everything we just read. So what is the definition of alone? Okay, well, if we come up here, alone says have only your longship or longships in a post. So if we take a look, yep, just your longship over there. Okay, cool. So now the verbiage was establish. So now let's come back and find establish. And establish is right there, further down. There we go. Establish says place or replace a follower on the indicated follower icon and pay the list cost if necessary. All right. So let's go back to the board over here. And we take a look at that location. I'm sorry, at that tile, that venture tile. Okay, so now go for it.
Well, it is a theocracy space, so I will put out a theocracy follower.
Whoop, there we go.
Snaps right into place, which is really nice.
All right, and that theocracy, as you can see over on his board, you see that the first one is gone. That is 4 actions, sir. Now what?
Now I do my winter solstice, which will give me 1 coin equal to the unique type of followers missing, I guess.
Yeah,
Or out,
off your board, yeah.
which is 1. So I get 1, which is a lot less exciting than the last game.
All right. So Martin is as new to Tabletop Simulator as I am. So here we go.
One quick thing. At the end of his turn, we refresh the market. So we
we do. Good call.
The yellow button. So I'll do that.
Now notice that is different than the refresh is different than the what I want to get the terminology here. Draw and refresh. So check that. We're not refreshing. We are refreshing. So we fill in the gaps, and it again the script does it automatically. So all right. So in other words, we're not discarding the 1. We're just hitting the refresh. So that would stay there. It only discards when you take the invest action, and you choose to draw off the top of the deck. Cool. All right. Good. Done. Martin.
Okay.
Martin should have $4.
So I'm secret to 40. And the first thing I was going to check is, do I start with $4? Because I wasn't quite sure of the start.
There we go.
Now we know. So my special ability is that I can buy gods when they appear on the saga track for nothing. And I can also have 2 gods on my board, while all of you lesser people can only have 1 god. However, there are no gods on the saga track, so that is about as useful as a sausage in the freezer. Actually, it's less useful than that, because I could eat the sausage one day, but I couldn't come up with a good useless expression off the top of my head. So I'll need to come up with some other thing to do. So I take a look at my little action things. I'm going to begin with a journey.
All right.
Just, get my camera so I can actually read what's going on. Come on, camera. So I'm going to do a journey. And that journey is going to be to take one of my boats.
Oh, and where's your base? Where's your base of operations?
I'm going to show you.
Oh, yes, sir. Sorry.
So we'll do when I pick my boat up.
All right.
Flying around, and this is my base of action here in the Skagerrak, basically. Whoops.
Ooh.
No need to throw things, man.
Oh, that's for later.
Okay. There's my boat on the Skagerrak.
All right.
And it's going to go 3 spots. I don't know what the hell the blue hand keeps doing. So one takes it out into Gambik. The second takes me down to the River Wendis. And the next pops me into this post here.
It does.
So I'm going to say, hello, Greg. And then I'm going to venture again.
There we go. Okay. All right.
I'm going to take a
Or
long
journey,
road.
you mean?
Yep.
Okay.
Journey. I'm going to start there. I'm going to go out to Ganvik, 'cause that's the only place I can go. I'm going to go on this River Wendis, and I'm going to say hello to Greg again. Greg deserves all of this hello saying and happiness.
I predicted this would happen.
Okay.
Well, it was kind of obvious, yeah. And then I'm going to demonstrate a new action that we haven't seen before. It's on the board, which is going to be parlay.
All right. So.
Well, we have seen parlay, but not this kind of parlay. Parlay is a remarkably friendly word for what I'm about to do, but there we are.
So,
And
if
since I'm
alone.
not alone,
Okay.
according to your Rosetta Stone, I must challenge.
All right, so let's take a look at that. So challenge says choose a rival. By the way, rival, if we take a look, rival is any other player. So I'm assuming you're choosing Greg. In the same post, who has fewer longships? So as we just saw, it's 2-1. Return a rival's first longship to their player board, and then move every other longship to the nearest region. So if we go back up here, so go for it.
Okay. Every other rival's longship, yeah?
Correct. Yes. So as
My
you can see,
longship.
that one just went away. And then Martin gets to
Yep.
grab
Put
one of
follow-
his followers.
Yep.
I take my theocracy follower.
And this one will come on. Here you go, Greg. I'll let you grab it and put it back on your board. And there you go. So
Right.
Greg no longer has that. Womp womp.
Indeed, he does not.
Okay.
Nice little parlay. Nice little conversation that we had.
He does sound haughty, doesn't he? I mean, thematically
Yeah,
appropriate.
I'm gonna be here. You don't have as many gods as I will have one day. And then I can activate, yes?
Okay, so activate. Go ahead and read it.
So it says, if I have a ship and a follower on venture, I can perform the ability of that venture and exhaust the poor old ship.
Okay. So if we take a look, the action is what's written right there. So as you can see, gain 3 silver. All right. So that would cost him, air quote, cost him one of his ships. So basically what we're going to do is what we would do is flip over that ship to show that it's been used as a activate. So now let's go ahead and take a look over here at activate. Nope, further down. Sorry. Where is it? Right there at the top. If you have a longship and follower, perform its ability and exhaust one longship. Well, what does exhaust mean? Well, exhaust, I will find it. There it is. Yeah, I lied. It's not there. Where is it? Come on. Oh, right there. Mark that component that it's been used. However, longships can still be used for non-activate actions. So, in other words, if we take a look at the player board, activate is one of the actual actions there. But journey, you can still journey with that ship. It just can't be used to activate another post, another tile out there. But there you go. All right, that makes sense?
Yep.
And by the way, for everybody at home, if I'm over-explaining this, tell me to shut up. That's fine. I'm just trying to walk you guys through the first time we do each of these actions so that it makes sense, since this is kind of part of the teach as we play. All right.
So I get 3 silvers for that, I believe.
You do.
1, 2, 3. And then I've done all my actions. Had I got another action, I could have activated again with the other ship and got another 3 silver, but I don't, so I can't. So now I go into Winter Solstice, and as with Greg, I have one kind of thing out, so I get another silver for that.
Boom.
And I have some, which is nice.
Okay. All right. So I'm Styrbjorn the Strong, obviously. So my special ability is when I establish a venture I gain 3 silver. And additionally, I start the game with 3 additional silver.
Yep.
So since I'm the third player, I would start with 5 normally, but since I get 3 more because of you're born strong, I will start with 8. Okay, so my first action is I will invest by drawing from the top of the deck.
Okay. And I will go ahead and hit the discard button.
Yep, thank you.
All right.
And one of the reasons I did that is to get that into to get a random card in my hand that these guys don't know about, but also it makes the other card that I wanted to buy cheaper. So I will then invest again and take this Pechenegs tile.
Oh,
For-
he's quick. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No,
For-
you're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
For 2 silver. Okay. So that was 2 invests, 1 from the top of the deck and 1 from the saga track. Okay. All right, and then I have these. Interesting. Okay. All right, then I will journey with a boat. So this is, again, move my boat 3 spaces from my home. My home is right here on the edge of Vens. So let's see, where am I going to go?
You guys are partying over in that area of the world.
Well, I'm going to leave the area. So I'm going to move to the Gonvik Sea, and then into Bjarmaland, and then into Pechenegs.
And explain why you can do that, how you follow that, if you
right.
would.
So I leave from my home into the sea, and then from the sea I move into Bjarmaland through this river,
Which is a white line.
Over the white line,
Yep.
and automatically I'm going along the river, and then along this white line I follow the river into Pechenegs. All right, and then I'm going to do.
And should point out that you are now in the region, but you were not in a post. It's one more step to move that into a post, which then would allow you to be able to do a play action.
Right. I would love to be able to have my boat into one of those posts so I could play that card that I picked up from the saga pile, but I can't because I cannot move the same boat twice.
Thank you.
In
Yep.
single turn. So this boat has done all this movement it can. So I will journey a second time with another longship, and it's going to do the exact same movement. I'm going to move from my home to Ganvik, to Bjarmaland, and then to Pechenegs, and hang out with my other boats.
All right. So that
just-
is all 4 of your actions, good sir.
I did not put any tiles down, so none of my followers went on the board or onto my player mat. So I do not receive any silver at the end of my turn, and we will refresh the market, the saga track. So
the left side gets pressed. I got it. There we go.
Yep.
And it refills the market. So there we go. All right. Are you guys able to follow along so far? I'm trying not to move the camera too much, but I think I'm failing with that. But because cool toys. All right. So I am Edla of Obotrites, and my special ability is I can buy from the market for no more than 3 silver. So whenever you see all these expensive prices, I do not have to pay them. So a max of 3. So that's kind of nice. That feels powerful. It might not be, but it feels that way. So, all right.
I had that yesterday, and I never used it because everything was such crap.
Oh, I would have. I would have made very good use of that to win the game yesterday if I had it. So I am starting down here in the Oregon Duck colors, which are yellow and green. I would like to say that was intentional. It was not. So my home area is actually right here. Right, so if you notice, some of these are already printed out here on the board, and they are trading posts, I believe is the term with that?
Trade centers.
Trade centers, thank you.
Yeah.
So if you see trade centers down at the bottom of that trade center, you'll see that it costs a certain amount of silver. However, you get to put out multiple, a lot of times, not always, but a lot, you get to put out multiple followers on there, and then they're going to have some sort of rule breaker. Anytime you see that infinity symbol that is over there in the top right of it, of Chang'an, is it just means it's ongoing. So gain all payments. Whenever somebody pays for a ruse, anything that has to do with a ruse, and they pay silver, they pay it to me if I had followers on this. All right? Okay? Good deal. All right. So I have no idea what I'm going to try and do quite yet, because it's, so you guys get to look at all of this with me as we go through all these, because I haven't seen these yet. So this is an event. An event one has a crown at the top, and to be able to play this event just like any other tile, because again, the play action is right here, you have to meet the requirement. And the requirement is you have to have a longship or multiple longships by yourself in that post. So in other words, for me to be able to play this tile, and it is a one-time use. All events are one-time use. So it says immediately establish an advocate from hand. So if I had an advocate tile, are there any advocate tiles out there? No, there are no advocate tiles out there.
There's one on top of the discard pile.
Oh, is there, right there? There you go. That is an advocate tile. We know this because it has the little symbol for an advocate at the top. Take my word for it. I can show you in the Rosetta Stone, but instead of bouncing all the way around, I would be able to play this in my hand, from my hand. So here, immediately establish an advocate from hand. Ignore the post requirement, meaning normally to be able to play this event, I would have to have a longship in Miklagard, and then to be able to place that advocate onto my board, I would then have to have a longship in Greenland. However, the event says I don't have to have a ship in Greenland to be able to do so. All right. The next one is Volga. Let's see, gain 1 silver, can use the special power of 1 co-located rival during this turn. That's kind of fun. Okay. Another event, Pechenegs, gain 5 and pay 1. So really gain 4 and give 1 of it if someone's co-located with you. Okay, all right. And again, events are one-time use and get removed from the game. So another venture tile. So gain 1 coin and can force 2 rival ships in this wind to move out. Oh, that's nasty. I like it. And also, I do want to point out that these are color-coded. So you see that orange bar at the top? So if you know nothing about where the hell is Fatimid or Fatimid, wherever that is, we know it's in the orange area, somewhere down here. It happens to be, as you can see down there, but we know it's in the orange area because it is orange. So, and I start down here, so that's kind of tempting. Okay. Let's see, the north. Okay, so this is a wind. That means to be able to play this event, you have to have a ship in a post somewhere in the north. The north are the blue posts. So any of these up here. Okay, easy enough. Oh, too far. Gain 5. Okay. Then Svea, discard 1 tile from a co-located rival's hand. Okay, nice. And Abbasid. I like that these are all down here. Okay. Well, I really like that Fatimid tile. So for my first action, then, now that we have seen that, is we're going to go ahead and invest. I'm actually going to put these up here so you guys will be able to read this as I take these actions. So I'm going to buy from the Saga track. And if we take a look at the Saga track, that actually costs 6. However, my special ability says, no, it only cost me 1. And
3. Cost you 3.
Sorry, I meant 3. And how do I throw this into my hand? I just bring it to the bottom?
Well, you can do that, or you can just press 1.
Okay. All right, there we go. So hopefully you guys saw that I put that in my hand, but now I need to pay my 3 to do that. All right, and that does not refill right now. All right, so now for my second action is I'm going to go ahead and journey. All right, so I'm going to grab one of my ships. It does not matter which one. So I have it right there in my home location, and we're going to, let's see, to move 3. So to get down here to that area, I need to go 1, which is out into the Caspian Sea. So we can actually zoom in a little bit. There we go. And then 2, you'll notice I'm kind of landlocked all the way around, and I can't get down here. I have to go in a circuitous route. So that is 1. Then 2, to go to Bertas on the river into the region. And then number 3 is to go right there onto that river. Now, it does not matter whether I am there or whether I am there. That just means I'm in the region there. And my next step can be into the Black Sea for 1, then 2, and then finally the post for 3. Now, last thing I want to point out about journeying here is you see this little ship harbor, like this little pier that's right there. What that means is you'll notice that there is, even though, is it Fatimid? We'll go with Fatimid.
yeah.
That just feels right. So there is no river, there is no region. The region is called Fatimid, but I can't actually place a ship into Fatimid because ships only travel on water. So in other words, from this water, I go straight into the post and not into the region there. All right, so probably over-explaining that, but I digress. So that was action number 2. You know what? I think... what is this one again? And Miklagard. And Miklagard is where? Where?
Oh.
I feel like an idiot right now.
It's right here.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and also invest to buy that tile as well. You have a hand limit at the start of the game of 4 tiles. You said if I hit that and hit 1, that
Yep.
goes into my hand? All right, so that's going to go into my hand. The reason I'm buying that is not necessarily to be able to play that event right now or anytime in the near future. To be able to trigger the end of the game, you have to be able to play an event or have an event played once you have met one of those victory conditions. Well, since I'm already down here, and that's kind of in my area, and you are at the mercy of the draw sometimes, kind of makes sense to maybe have one of those in my hand. So yeah, so planning for later. So that cost me 1 silver. I'm down to 2. I have 1 action left, and I don't really have anything else good to do. So my 2 options as I see them are either draw a random off the top of the deck, or to go ahead and throw out another longship. And I think I will go ahead and throw out another longship. So I will go ahead and put that there. I will go ahead and move it 1 and 1, 2, and 3, and I will go ahead and put it there and Petchin eggs as well. So that was technically my 4th action. That was a journey. That was actually 2 journeys. So I am done because for my winter solstice, I gain none because I have no followers out there. I am at 2, so I'm at below my hand limit, and now we need to refresh. And I would clear my actions off. And Greg, you're up.
Okay.
So we've actually gone over all of our actions at this point. So I think instead of stepping this through so slowly at this point, I think we could probably just take our actions, unless we're going to do something new that people haven't seen, then we'll step it through that way. Other than that, I think we can go ahead and kind of just play, if that's cool with everybody at home and y'all. All right?
All right.
All right, cool. So Greg, you're up.
All right.
Just if you're going to take a tile, let me zoom in on it first. That's all. Okay.
Yep. So I think I'm going to start by investing.
In that event?
No, because I can't afford it, but
Okay.
I want it. But I'm going to do a free investment.
Okay.
Top of the deck. Okay.
Deck, and then we press the button.
Yep. And
Oh. Interesting. I don't mind. Yeah, invest again. It's worth a swing of 3 gold, I think.
okay.
And yeah, so I'm gonna take this card.
Okay. Yep. That one. Okay.
Yep.
The north one. All right. So that is your second invest, and that cost all your money, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna journey from here. Go 1, And I'm going to stop here. And then
So,
the last thing is
when-
going to be play.
And whenever you
sorry.
journey, it's always a up to 3 movement. So he just did 1. And real quick, there was a question in chat. Real quick, said, shouldn't Greg's special have stopped Martin's parlay from working? And the reason the answer is no is because Greg's special ability says your followers equal 1 ship on investment and
Powerful allies.
Powerful
and
allies.
Trade centers.
So in other words, if we take a look up here, that is a venture location. So at the top, it was not the scales or the handshakes. So ergo, that would not have prevented that. Okay.
Correct. All right. Yep. And then my last thing is to play, and I'm playing the North event.
All right.
So-
So go ahead. Walk us through why you can play that.
I am in the North region with my longship.
It has to be in a post.
It does have to be in a post.
It does have to be in a post.
And he had the
That's-
extra movement.
He did have
we-
the extra movement, yes.
That's fine.
Yeah,
will
so
do
he
that.
puts it in the post, and then as the play action, right, so you will get 5 silver. And that goes back into the box, into the game.
Oh, yep. So this one. So unlike the other cards that we discard, this one is out. So do you want me to put it back in the box?
Yeah. Never to be seen again on the stream,
Unless we-
ever. All right, that's all 4 of your actions. Mr. Fowler. I'm sorry, Sigrid.
Sigrid, let's have a look. What are my possibilities here? Just having a quick look at the cards, see what
Yep.
the tiles have. It's not terribly interesting. There's a distinct lack of gods around here, I'm noticing. Just to mention.
It'd be a shame if somebody top decked him already.
It's subtle.
It would, yes.
So
Well,
while
part of my strategy was, let's hope for some useful gods to come up, and then I could design a strategy around those gods.
that'd be good.
It's not going anywhere at this point. So what else to do?
So while Martin's
Well-
thinking about that, is there? Are you guys able to follow along at home? Is all this making sense? Maybe not the how do you win part yet, but the rest of it. All right, I'll shut up now, Martin. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, one part of it is to maybe get some boats out and maybe even pick up a... I'm not too excited by what I can buy, so I think I'm actually going to have as one of my... Oh, I should move my things off my thing. Whoa, go on. I know, good idea, these token things, and I think in a physical game they'll work really well, but on Tabletop Simulator they're less interesting. So I think I'm gonna do an invest and see what a one off the top will give me.
Remember, you can just All
Interesting.
right, never mind. I'll shut up.
Hmm. Okay.
And I'll hit the orange button.
Okay. And I apologize that I'm not interacting a ton with chat tonight because I am still pretty new to Tabletop Simulator, so I'm really having to focus on being able to show everybody this because I have to move the camera around, I feel like. Or do I? Like, if I were to leave it like this, and you guys can hear what actions Martin's taking and everything, can I just leave the camera like that? And then y'all let me know. So, I'm just trying to show off for you guys at home. So, show off the game, I mean.
So that was my first, was an invest. I've got some secret card in my hand, which is so wonderful. I can't bear to share it with everyone. I'm then gonna do a journey, I think, and I'm gonna grab a long ship, which begins, of course, in Sega. I'm gonna go out to Ganvik, which is 1. And then 2 puts me right into Burka, yeah, because it's
Yep.
got one of those little harbour-like things.
Exactly.
And Burka, I can activate that for 7 silver. And I think I might very well do that.
All right.
So I'm.
That's a familiar move.
Whoops, that was all the way down the wall. Didn't go that far. So 7 silver, and I activate Burka, and that allows me to take a Sweden follower
Yep.
and plop it on Burka. And so what that allows me to do now is bring it up. From now on, after I pay for a powerful friendly ally in the future, I can gain $3 back again. So I still have to pay the full amount, but I get 3 back. So it's not quite a discount. It's kind of an after-the-fact discount. But, that's not bad.
So I'm showing you guys like Greenland, for example. If he were to do that, he'd pay 8, but actually get 3 of it back. So there you go.
And then since I'm low on money, I think I'm going to activate twice in my little money pit down here that produces all this cash, which is the sable fur trade. And
Martin, I don't want to say you don't want to do that, but I do want to remind you that you have the most theocracy out.
Oh, right, at the beginning of his turn.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So up here. So he should have been able to put up one of his markers up here and then be able to grab that marker to replace one of his 4.
Not that one.
No, he's right.
Marker.
Theocracy.
Okay.
Right?
He's putting a follower.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Sorry. Take care, Luke. So like that.
So it's another action marker, not a follower marker.
Yeah, not a follower. Quite right. Okay. And what does this remind me as to what that one does?
So they're in the bottom left of your player board, and this one, replace or place a theocracy follower on any theocracy venture post. And that is definitely changed from last night.
So, for instance, looking at that, if you look at my player board, or one of them, I think this is Shrey's actually, there at the bottom, theocracy, right? So basically what it allows you to do is if somebody, for instance, had control of Wen's, this one, because it's a theocracy 1 venture tile, then you could, if somebody else controlled it and had a follower on it, you could just use that action to displace theirs and put yours on it. Okay?
But it says it also allows me to place, right? Because the re is in brackets. So
Correct.
Does that mean I can just plop one on somewhere?
If there was one out there, yes. But there are no other venture tiles that have that.
Right, and you notice at the bottom of the theocracy, it shows the V symbol there for next to the post. That means it specifically has to be a venture tile.
Okie doke. Right, so Iberia has the theocracy icon on it, but it is a powerful ally, not a venture.
Right.
Right.
There we go. See.
Okay. So thanks for pointing that out, Greg. But I think I still do what I was going to do anyway, which is to activate the second time because I can't actually use that action, and I kind of want the money. So if I do that, I'll have done it. I'll have done that sable trading twice, so that will give me a total of $6.
Yep, because he has 2 longships on there, you can activate each of them once. So technically, it would be like that for one. And that for the other action, but that's going to be the end of his turn, so we're not going to bother doing that.
And yes, there are some theocracy tiles in the market, but I didn't have enough money to buy them, so.
So actually, there are 3 theocracy venture tiles.
Not that anybody's counting that.
No.
Okay, and Martin, your turn is done, right?
Yep.
Okay, great.
And there's nothing left to fill in the market, so try.
And so you get your winter solstice money.
Yeah, you should have two more silver. Martin.
So yes for the what's it? Yes.
For a solstice. Okay. Yep. All right, Shrey, you're up.
All right, so there's a lot of tiles out here that actually kind of I'm interested in. The Svea with a theocracy icon. Now that Martin has that what's it called? The influence token. I'm it's a little worrisome. But if I put one down, he won't have it anymore. It would be a battle back and forth to see who
Right.
could control over it. I also would like to put some tiles out so that I can start creating some income. But I do kind of like two of the tiles I'm seeing right on the tracks. I'm going to do that. I'm going to invest twice
Okay.
to start with. So I'm just going to put two tokens on invest and take the 1 cost and the 4 cost.
Okay, so the 1 cost is the Svea one there. So basically, he just gets to be nasty to somebody there, or more or less trigger the end of the game also. And you said the 4 cost, which is that one, which allows him to place one of his ships on that space, or on that post, sorry. Okay.
Yep. Okay. So then I will draw that one too. Okay. And then oh, and that cost me 5 silver.
Yep.
And I could journey to because you all saw that I took a Petch and Eggs tile earlier. So I could journey to Petch and Eggs and put that tile down, but then I'd only have 1 boat on it, and Edward's got 2 long ships sitting right here. He could, if he wanted to, come and take it out.
I have
my
no
hands.
interest in that. I have my own plans.
I know you have the Fatimid tile, so I might do that just to get that going.
I mean, plans can change. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong,
no,
but
I'm going to journey twice rather than put the tile out now. So I'm going to journey twice. Once will be to move into there, and the second will be to move from my home location to Ganvik and into this Svea location, which through this harbor on the side right here.
Yep.
And that'll be my turn.
And we are currently playing on Steam, Patrick. So yeah, this is available out there.
Okay, and I get no silver because I have no followers out. I should do something about that.
You should.
and then I'll refresh the saga track.
All right. So now this is for me. So I actually want to. Oh, we have a god. Let's see if that lasts. So in Iceland, so you have to have a ship. Remember, in Iceland. Your ships have +1 step when starting a journey on a sea region. Ooh. All right.
Which is especially good considering what Iceland gives you.
And what does Iceland give you? Oh,
More
the extra ships? Yeah. We have not talked about that. So if you take a look out here, there are a couple of neutral ships. There are 3, in fact, in Dublin. There are 2 in the Faroe Islands, and there are 2 in Iceland. So whoever controls it, meaning whoever has a follower there, gets those ships. And they work as ships for you, but if it says specifically your ships, those do not count. So keep that in mind. And Bulgar, that actually came out last night. That is kind of tempting. Wow, there is all these events that have come out in my area. Now, I say my area, but kind of the orange area that's kind of, since I'm based out of there. All right. So I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and journey. Don't stop believing. All right. Anyway, so step 1 into the Black Sea, and then crossing the white line down here into the Middle Sea. That is 2. And then the third one is going to be via that harbor into that post into the Fatima post. And the reason for that is because we are going to play that. All right. So this is going to be kind of powerful for me. I think it will, just because it allows them to, I can kick people out of that wind, potentially, meaning the south. So I'm going to go ahead and put this out there. Thank you for moving my ship out of the way. So I will play, so hold on. I am technically taking the play action for my second action, which is if the requirement is met, meaning I have a long ship there and by myself, resolve an event, which it's not, or place and establish. All right, awesome. So I place this out there, and you'll see that it is a Jarldom follower symbol. There you go. So I'm going to go ahead and grab one. And hey, income showing Shrey how to do that. All right. So, and that was free in a sense that it just cost me actions, right? It's no money because I'd already had that from my hand. All right. So that was one. I am broke. And in order to make money, you have to be able to have those out there. All right. The Bulgar event's kind of nice, and the Abbasid is actually nice as well, just because it's so close to my home. I think, however, all of a sudden, I wonder. I need one, though. To be able to do this, one needs an advocate to be able to do that. So that would be nice. There are no advocates. Really? There's a distinct lack of those bad boys in there. So I am going to go ahead and... Huh. Yeah, I think this might be short-sighted, but I'm going to go ahead and take an invest action, and I'm going to go ahead and, sorry, there we go, spend one to grab that Abbasid event. So I will go ahead and draw that into my hand. And then for my last action is I am actually going to take another invest action, except this time I'm going to go up there and draw off the top of the deck, which, just a reminder for Tabletop Simulator newbies like me, if you mouse over it and you hit one, it spits one into your hand. And this is what we drew. By the way, there are no ways to discard tiles out of your hand. However, you have a hand limit of 4, so if at the end of your hand, at the end of your turn, you have more than 4, that's how you would discard down. So there we go. All right, so we have those in our hand. That is all 4 of my actions. You'll notice that I have one follower out on the board, so woo, we're getting paid. So we make one. So
And
now...
I'm just going to interrupt you real quick. Since you did an invest with when you drew from the top of the deck, we would normally clear the tile on the one slot, but since there is no tile here, nothing gets cleared.
Right, and the reason I did it in the order I did it is because if I drew off the top of the deck, that bottom one would have gone away, and I did not want that. So,
but then we would still refresh the display after you drew from the top of the deck, so it would have slid down.
Just saying, there's another god that came out. Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, remember that? I remember that guy.
Yes, you worked out well for you.
Cool. All right, so Greg, go for it.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go on a crazy, wacky journey. The wheel keeps on turning.
Do that.
And my next ability is going to be to play. I'm going to play Sarskoy.
So playing that one. Oops, sorry. There we go.
Which will let, when I play it, will let me place a boat on this tile.
When you activate it.
When I activate it, I should say, yes.
So you get to put down a roost and follower?
Thank you. I couldn't remember once
No
I
worries.
went to my board.
No worries. Yep, you're good.
And, yeah, I'll activate it.
Oh, yay. BM Rig says, hello, everybody. New to board gaming and becoming a big fan of the channel. I support both of those things. Awesome. Welcome on board. All right. So that is now 3 actions, right? You journeyed, then you played it, and then you activated it, which the activation allowed you to place that additional ship out there on that, right?
Yep.
So,
and I think I originally was going to journey again, but I think I might activate it with my new fellow.
Oh, interesting. Because you have a new ship there, so you can activate it again. Yeah, that's clever. Well done. All right. Hey, Yoon, since you're here in chat, we have one question. Just want to clarify something. The real quick. If you take the Sweden action and you have no longships on your board, can you place a ship from somewhere else on the board, or must it come from your board? It's the only question that I wasn't sure about. So there we go. All right, continue. Great.
And that's my 3 actions.
3 or 4?
And-
4.
4. That's my 4 actions.
All right, and
And
Winter
you took a buck?
Solstice?
I get 1 buck.
Yep, because he has 1 follower out there from one of the 4 types. So, all right, and no need to refresh because the market's full. Mr. Fowler.
Indeed. So I still have the majority of the largest number of theocracy ones out.
And here I will show everybody. Zoom out a little bit. So, that's too far. Hold on. I'm trying not to move the camera too much, but you see that he has 1 theocracy follower. 0 out, 0 out, and 0 out. So I'm pretty sure 1 is more than 0. So checks
I've
out.
also got the largest amount of Swedes out as well, haven't I?
So
You, yes.
right there. Oh God, yeah. So he gets both of those.
Yep,
Yeah, that's gross. All right.
it's fine. I'm not worried. Are you worried?
Yeah, it's early. It's early. He can have it.
It's only me. It's not as if it's anybody dangerous. If it was Jess, it would be game over at this point. But yeah.
Oh, okay. And
So what does we do? Draw from the saga pile. If it's a venture, place a ship on a post and play the venture. That sounds pretty amazing. But
well,
you
I
can't be
mean,
lucky.
yeah, it's a push your luck, right?
It's a push your luck, but woo! It's a pretty fancy push your luck. Okay. Well, that's interesting. That might alter my thinking, or not. I don't know. There are still no other religious outfits out there yet, which is useful to know. Although, of course, I will lose. It's a very light control I have from that. So what do I do? I feel like I want to. Got a good chunk of money, and I have a good money stream here. So I feel like I want to do something with money, since money's
nice.
good. And there are a couple of gods out as well, so I can actually now think about getting some god action going. So 1, 2. Well, I think I'm going to journey.
Doo-dah, doo-dah.
Get another boat out. Oops.
Does require you to grab said boat.
Yeah. So I start there. I go 1, 2, 3. I can't actually go into Iceland, but I can kind of hover.
Yep, up there in the Norwegian Sea. It's just kind of
Yep.
out there. Yep.
Hover around Iceland. I think that might be a good thing to do.
Okay.
Then I'm going to invest. Invest. And I'm going to spend the princely sum of 1 buck and take that Iceland event.
Okay.
Because that strikes me that could be handy at some point later on in the game. And then I think I'm going to use my special power and grab that god for 0.
And that is
Iceland.
okay.
Also happens to be Iceland, oddly enough.
Huh.
The
odd.
coincidence is drawing me to it. It's obviously, the gods are calling me to go there. So that's 2 invests I've done. So what am I going to do for my last thing? I might as well use the otherwise not terribly useful theocracy majority there.
I mean, you could roll the dice.
I could do the mystery meat. Or I could position myself for some action.
And Yoon did clarify that as it is right now, if you have 0 longships on your board, to be able to, you still can grab a longship off the board, off the main board for the Sweden
Longhouse.
action. Okay, for the Sweden one. But that may change. It's one of the last few things that they're playtesting. So
I'm gonna do another journey.
you could get the other god.
I could get the other god, but no, I think I'd rather do another journey, get another longship out,
All right.
and take it out from here, and I'm going to plop him in the German Ocean, which is the name for, I've always called that the North Sea, but that's okay. I don't particularly mind. Where it can again be handy for future maneuvers. So that's a bit more of a preparation for stuff rather than a doing stuff turn. And I didn't even use my cash cow, which I feel kind of guilty about. And I didn't use those special tiles. I didn't do all sorts of things. But I only had 4 actions, so there we are.
All right. So do your winter solstice, sir?
Indeed I do. So it'll be at least a couple of bucks.
One for each type of follower. All right.
Yep.
All right, and then we'll refresh the saga track and see if anything interesting came out. There was all sorts of interesting things out here. Oh, look, there's an advocate. You were looking for one earlier.
Oh, wait. Just came out. Yeah, there is right there. So what do we have? Ooh, down south too. Miklegard. After paying, oh, that's less exciting. So after paying for a trade center, right? Is that, I determine? Yeah, trade center. After paying the exorbitant amount for a trade center, you get a rebate of 2 silver. Yeah.
All right. So my first action is I'm going to play a card into Svea. So I have a boat there already.
Have a good one, Renee. Thanks for hanging out.
This will go here. And I need a follower on it.
So Svea. All right.
Okay. And then I will activate Svea.
All right. To put out.
It's going to look familiar to Greg's. It is.
I grabbed your ship.
Yep. Thank you. Just place another ship on this post.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a second there, which is not bad. So that's play and activate. I will. Yeah. Okay. So I will play a tile to the tile for Pechenegs.
All right, hold on. I'll move it. Go ahead.
Okay. Right there.
Good teamwork there.
And this is a Roosfaller. Okay.
All right. Gain
There.
1 silver, draw 2 random from the disc. Really?
Yeah, so, and my 4th action is I'm going to journey to, this feels like I shouldn't need to do this, but I'm just going to do that to sort of lock that down a little bit, just in case
What do
people,
you mean?
in case people,
Why would someone with 3 boats come over there?
All right, and that is 4 actions. So I will now get 2 silver for my Winter Solstice, and I did not take any cards, so we don't need to refresh the target track.
Tiles.
That is my turn. Yes, tiles. That is my turn.
It's a running joke at this point whether they're tiles or cards. I mean, they're one's rectangle, one circle, whatever. Anyway, that but so. If you notice that there's a Fatimid tile here, it's Theocracy, and all the Fatima locations are already taken. However, you can, in theory, overbuild. No, I don't think so.
It's the almost as good version.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Here you go, Ralph. I mean, that's nice, but it would cost me 3 silver to take that advocate because of my special ability. I only have 2, And I need to, I got to put tiles out. I got to get something going. You know what? That actually... Okay. Now that I think about it. All right, so action number 1 is going to be to activate here. So I'm going to activate this longship. So I will flip it to show that I've used it. So I gain 1 silver, okay? And then I can kick 2 people out of posts in the south. 2 ships. Oh, wait, does it say rival? It does. That'd be kind of a nice way to be able to juice your own, but you can't. It has to be a rival, so it's got to be an opponent in the south, in the orange area, out of a post. But there is nobody out there in that. So that gives me 3, because now what we're going to do is we are going to invest, and I will go ahead and purchase this advocate right there that normally would cost 12, but it's going to cost 3 for me. So there, I will go and drop that down. I am now broke. And then I will go ahead and journey. So I will move this longship 1 into the Black Sea. And then you'll notice that it has a harbor. Oops, sorry. There we go. It has a harbor down here in the Black Sea for Miklagard. So I will go ahead and move my longship into there. And then for my last action is I'm going to come over here and go ahead and play an event. So let me go ahead and do that. So I will play the this tile. I'll just go ahead and put it out here since it's going to go away, which says I have to have a longship in Miklagard. Checks out. Immediately establish an advocate from your hand and ignore the post requirement, meaning this, if it happens that I can actually, you know what? Do I even want to do that then? Check that. I am not going to play that event. I just realized that I'm being kind of foolish with that. Come on. Get here. I'll just hit a 1. There we go. I'm going to bring that back into my hand, and instead, I'll just go ahead and play this out onto my board as an advocate, because it's the same location.
Yep.
So there's no point.
That would have been a little much.
So it's kind of wasteful, honestly. So this way I can keep the tile in my hand. So I get to go ahead and put that. Oh, by the way, did I?
You did
I
have
didn't
the
I?
most.
I
You
did.
did have the most. Yeah.
I forgot. So step 1 on your player is influence, right? So I should have taken the Jarldom one. I can move 1 step into there, return a rival. But it's moot. It doesn't matter. That technically I would get the Jarldom 1. So I'm actually going to go ahead and grab. Yeah, there you go. So I'll drop that up there. So technically, as my first action is I should have grabbed that. But now I'm going to go ahead and just play. I'm going to play that advocate, and now I get to grab another Jarldom follower here and throw it on there. And these advocates stay on your board, and now they're just ongoing rule breakers. You'll see that that one's infinite. So whenever I go to a trade center, I gain 2 coins. There we go. That is all 4 of my actions. So I will grab all 4 of these, bring them back off of here. And last but not least, I now get, if you notice, I have 2 followers out, but they're all the same type. So even so, I only get 1. Done. All right, Craig, you're up. And yep, go ahead, refresh. Done. All right, there we go.
So first thing I'm going to do is journey. So 1 into the region, 2 into the next region, and 3, because I'm not sure if this is the right call. Yeah, I can get my money back later. I'm going to invest and take this card for all of my money.
Tile.
then I'm going to play it.
Here, I'll move it. There you go. Go for it. Here we go. And
Theocracy token. And the last move is...
Wow, really? Gain 2 coins from each of your rivals in the same wind. Glad I bugged out of there. Jeez.
That is.
Yeah.
That's gross.
Yes, indeed.
In fact, I might activate it for the last action of the round.
I'm okay with that. That was 2 each? Wow.
Well, so it would just be 2.
Oh, it would, yeah. Never mind. The purple one's over here in a different wind. Okay.
Right.
Still. Wow.
Yeah,
you gonna take that, Shrey?
You may have to do something about that.
I mostly did it to get rid of the theocracy majority.
All right.
I had already done that. Just FYI.
Oh yeah, you had done that. Well then I did it for $2.
All right.
And I get 2 more bucks.
Yeah, Guzarino, if I was still up there, I would have had to have paid as well. Yeah. Wow. That's a scary thing, man. All right, Martin. And you got your income as well, your winter solstice, right?
Yep.
Okay. Martin?
I managed to somehow flick a tile off or something. I'm not quite sure what I did with that Swede.
It's right here.
Oh, okay. Don't know what happened to it. It just kind of flew away.
So, first things first, he still has that one, right?
The Sweden follower, yes.
The Sweden follower? Okay, he has the majority. Yep.
I can still do my push your luck routine on that if I wish. I'm not sure that I want to. I think what I'm going to do is begin with a journey. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and say hello to Greenland.
Hello, Greenland. Hello, Sigrid.
And then I'm going to activate it. It requires 8 money to do so. But I have that, and I get 3 back at the end of it. So that's a net cost of 5.
Yep.
So I will knock myself down 5.
So replace any one theocracy follower on a venture tile with one of yours.
Indeed. That kind of feels like it might be handy for future rounds. And I get to place...
No, Martin, this is an immediate. That's what the little exclamation point means.
Yes, it's not an ongoing. It means when you do that action.
No, it's when you establish.
Sorry, that's what I meant. Thank you.
Yes, that's what I assumed. And that is one-off. I'm not allowed to do that again during the whole game, right? Assuming I don't move off.
If you maintain control, I don't think.
Right. If you were to lose it and then gain it back, then you could do it again when you establish.
Right. But I would have to do it that way around.
Right.
But that's okay. It allows me to bump somebody off at least temporarily to make life interesting for them. So who do I feel I want to inconvenience? Do I inconvenience...
Who can you? So...
Shrey or Greg?
Oh, yeah.
Well, Shrey is your closer person, but no matter what you do, you're forcing one of us to waste an action.
Yep.
Yeah, well, but Greg just did take $2 from me with that particular tile, so...
I like the politicking.
He did. I mean, I'm open to persuasion. If any of you can come up with a reason or incentive why I should pick on the other one.
You can negotiate if you are co-located anywhere, but no one's co-located, so...
If there's one thing to consider, it's that Sevilla makes his defenses bigger, whereas this just makes it annoying for Shrey right now.
Well, it makes it annoying for anybody who wants to go into the green area, into the east.
Of course.
Yeah, of course, there's that.
Where's it going? Well, actually, I'm a long way away from Greg, so I'm going to pick on Shrey.
Okay.
It's only an action anyway. It's not as if it's going to be a big deal.
Right, and it still doesn't swing. Oh, it'll technically swing nothing to your favor. That's true.
Okay, so that's I've done. That should be 2 actions. It's a activate and a.
So that is now.
Move.
Yep.
I think I want to move a boat into Iceland. Just moving it in. I'm not able to activate it. That will be another journey.
Mm-hmm.
Do I fancy pushing my luck? Do I fancy grabbing a god? There's still gods sitting out there. And I haven't even played yet because I've been thinking of all these other things I can be doing instead.
Well, if you grab the North God, you are in the North, so you wouldn't have to journey anywhere special to get it.
That's true, and that would be quite tempting in itself. Or do I just grab myself some money? Because if I could grab myself some money, then I'm well placed for getting into Iceland next go around. Of course, I will have enough money to go into Iceland anyway due to my winter solsticing. So what these gods do. This god gives me extra money when I gain money. And the North God gives me extra money during winter solstice. I really could have done that with that a while ago, perhaps, but I was doing too many other things. I think I am going to grab that god.
Which
so
one?
I'm going to do a invest, right? I'm going to grab the North one.
Yeah, that's the one I was looking at, but that was never going to be able to be played by me anytime soon. So
my hand limit is 4, but I've got 4, so I'm okay. And I get 2 winter solstice money to bring me up to 7.
and that's all your actions, right?
Yep.
All right, so I will hit refresh. Shrey, you're up.
Okay, well, I kind of need to do it because he could just walk into Sevilla and have a boat there, which would make it slightly more complicated. So I will parlay to take that back from you, Martin. So you can have your theocracy follower back.
Hey,
Thank you
Stacy.
very much.
And I don't know if I should do something about this terrible Bertus venture.
It definitely motivates you to stay out of the east, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I like this location.
I hear you. I wouldn't take it if I were you. You stole from you, thief.
All right. I'm not saying it's
So I could take it off his hands, but then I'd be leaving this Petronex location venture all by its empty.
No, hey, you two get into a petty land war. I'm all for that.
That's not a winning strategy.
That's a land war in Asia as well, isn't it?
Technically, it's right on the cusp there. Yeah.
So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to activate my. Actually, no, I'm just going to journey.
Okay.
Because there's no reason to activate the sphere to get a boat out, because it's literally the same thing as if I journey from my home.
Fair point, right.
Yeah.
So I'll just journey from my home, and then I will just start getting more people in this area. So Ganvik, Bjormland, and I could start threading over here. Let's start threading over here.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Or something. So coming on up, what is that one? Oh, gain 2. Squirrel fur trade. Don't mess with the squirrel fur trade. Okay.
I will activate my Petronex venture tile, which is gain 1 silver and draw 2 random from the discard pile.
All right.
So gain 1 and then draw 2 random. So
No, discard. discard.
Oh, sorry. I'm not going to look at these. I'm just going to put them right back there.
There you
I'm not
go.
gonna look at those. Sorry.
Nah, no big deal. I assure you I did not see them. So
Draw to random. Okay, so the discard pile should be face down then and shuffled. How is that?
Yeah,
I didn't realize that was a.
a thing, yeah, over here.
Yeah.
So right there.
Oh.
I'll let you mess with that. Go ahead.
So what should I? So should I? Is that what I should do? I should flip. I should basically flip over. This
Yeah,
deck.
that's what I'm thinking.
Okay, so I will flip this over and then randomize it.
How do you shuffle, by the way? Just-
R.
oh, random. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's also-
And
you
then
can
draw
also write
two, right? There you
And then
go.
I'll just draw 2. That's different from what I. Okay, well, it's interesting.
Have a good one, Chad. Thanks for hanging out.
Okay.
And yeah, I was going to explain a duchy probably on next turn.
Oh yes.
But that's fine.
That's important. And you know what? I'm going to journey again with my last boat. I'm a little concerned that if I keep going east, Martin's just sitting up here in the
By
north.
himself?
And-
Seriously, you need to do something about that.
Yeah.
I mean, don't be worried about me. Greg's much more dangerous.
The problem
Right,
is,
with my 2 gold every now and then.
yeah, the problem is, and Greg's going to keep taking money from me, so I can't establish anything up here because it all costs like 6, 7, and 8.
It
bucks.
is expensive up there in the
Yeah.
west.
I'm not sure what to do about that.
I eventually might give up on stealing money from you, as it would drain enjoyment from the game for you.
Well, it also helps Martin if you want me to compete with him.
Right. Which I do.
So I'm going to move a boat from my home into one space into the Gonvik and one space to the German, and we'll sit in the German Ocean. I
Careful
think.
the sea serpent up there.
Oh no! You know what I'm going to do? Sorry, I forgot I had $2. I'm not going to journey with the last action. Instead, I'm going to invest.
Okay.
I'm going to take this venture tile over
All
here.
right, that one there.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
Yeah. that feels better, and that costs me 2.
All
And
right.
then because
So,
I'm over 4 cards, so I have to discard a card, and it will be this this card.
all right. Welcome, Hugo. All right. So that's your 4 actions. So you'll go ahead and do your winter solstice, and while you do that, I'll hit the refresh and start my turn. But go ahead and
Yeah.
explain.
I get 2 silver for my winter solstice, and yeah, that's it. I'm done. Yes, the dynamics of dealing with 2 people surrounding me is kind of tricky. I have to deal with Martin by myself, but I have Greg sort of like hanging around, poking me. It's interesting.
Right.
Again, it's only fun to poke you if it's not going to like take away the game.
I mean, if it helps you achieve the game, then it is a valid thing to do, I think.
Yeah, I think there's a careful balance between
Trundle
winning
is
and
way up there.
making sure no one's feeling picked on. Not picked on, that's not the right word. And you can render it meaningless by just spending all your money anyway.
Yes. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, so that is, I guess, a counter strategy.
Yeah. We'll see if I'm actually able to start going after Martin at some point.
1, 2, 3. So that's 2 turns away. So what I'm looking at over here is that god tile's kind of nice. So whenever you just gain money, you gain more money. That doesn't suck. But to be able to play him, you got to have a longship in Trondalag. Trondalag is way up yonder. So, first off, do I have the most Jarldom? I believe I do. Right? I do. Looking at, yep, I do. So I keep that Jarldom one there. And the Jarldom says I can step one if I am one step short of a post. Return one rival ship, and then, if alone, I can establish. Really? Well, okay. So it's not going to last, but I need the money. So what I'm going to do is step one is I'm going to journey. And so I am going to grab one of these ships right there. It comes down 1, 2, and then 3 will actually come up here into, where is that? That is, what do you call it?
Sarskoye.
Thank you, into Sarskoye. That's action number 1. Action number 2 is going to be to journey. And I'm going to grab a ship, and I'm going to come out from my home, and that'll go 1, and that'll be 2, and he's just going to park right there. Because what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and actually do the Jarldom action now on the Jarldom. So this is what it is. So may move 1 step, meaning any one ship, 1 step into a post. So this one, I can move 1 step into a post. So like so. Then it says, return 1 rival ship. So Greg, if you would be so kind. Thank you. And then the next thing is then, if alone, I can establish. So now I'll go ahead and put a theocracy marker down on there. Now, I realize this is unlikely to last. I understand that. But as my
Glory
fourth...
to Rome anyway.
Huh?
Glory to Rome anyway.
Okay. But it's less about, like, I'm not doing it just to be a douche canoe. See, got it. More a douche longboat. With my last action, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to activate now. And so over here, I will zoom in. And the activate says, gains 2 from each of your rivals in the same wind. Hey, there is blue and there's white. So I will go and take $4. So each of you give me 2. I'll let you move your own stuff down. So I get 5 out of that. Total. 4 total. So that's all my actions. And now I didn't get the god that I wanted, but more importantly, I got 5, and now I get 2 more because I have 2 different types of followers. That's 7. Finally, I feel like now I have a little bit of money to actually do stuff, and even if I do lose that, which I expect to after this turn, it gave me the ability to now actually do something. So there we go. And I am done.
And Greg, you did move down to, right?
He did.
Money? Okay. Started, okay. Is that 4?
Yeah, and as Andy says, powerful tiles are also contentious tiles. I mean, I'm okay. I expect that to go away by the, at the beginning of my next turn. I'm okay with that. It got me $4, which is more than anything else I could do would get me, and I needed that. So there you go.
Yeah.
The
All right,
unfortunate
done.
part is I can't seem to trying to think what the right word is. I won't be able to take it and activate it, so that money is just gone. But I could take it and hold on to it a little bit stronger. So I'm going to activate this tile.
Okay, which puts out a ship, right?
Yep. Which I'll just flip that one. And then I will do 2 journeys.
Like I said, it's still what netted me $2, so that's all right.
Martin is loving this.
Yeah, he is.
And, yep. Gonna parlay.
Certainly.
Edward decided he wanted to delay all of my things for a whole
No,
round.
I just wanted to get money. That's all. So I will lose 2.
There you
Shrey.
No, I can't activate it.
Oh, you can't. Oh, that's glorious. Oh.
Right.
Oh.
That's why it's frustrating.
All right. Yeah.
Why can't you activate it?
Because he doesn't have enough
One
actions.
more action.
Oh, you one action short.
Yeah.
I could have abandoned this to do it, but
I mean, I would say I'm torn up about that, Greg, but I'd be lying.
Yeah.
So technically, to be clear, hold on. Let's one more thing real quick before you end your turn here. If you notice, there's the challenge, right, during the parlay. But during the journey action, we could trade stuff if we wanted. Just now, our group doesn't tend to do a whole lot of negotiation, a whole lot of trading, and all of that. But I just want to point out that I could have been like, hey, if you let me keep that for one more turn, I would be willing to give you like $2, or I would give you, something like that. And everything is obviously non-binding, et cetera, et cetera. So if you were the group out there that prefers that, you can do that. Ours, a lot less so, but just throwing that out there. All right. All right. So Phil gave 10 New Zealand dollars, which I don't know if that's like 20 US or like 5 cents. I'm not sure where that falls in things, but he says
It's in your favor.
Oh, okay, gold for a Martin win. No offense to the rest of you awesome guys. No, that's fine, Phil. That's fine.
Oh.
All right. All right. Awesome. So that was Greg's thing.
10 New Zealand dollars. I just want the complete lack of COVID.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Seriously.
can we have that from you in New Zealand? That'd be nice, yeah.
Right. All right. So did you get your
Yes.
winter solstice, sir?
Yep.
Okay. Mr. Fowler.
No, Mr. Greg.
He's done.
No, he's
Oh, Greg
done.
just gone, of course, yeah, sorry. It was all over so fast, I didn't know what was going on. Okay, well, to do. I think the first thing to do is establish in Iceland, which is going to cost me 7. And
All
I
right.
get 3 back.
So up
So
there
it
in-
will knock me down by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So you see that he gets the 2 Icelandic ships at his disposal, but also that last part, he now can start from that location.
Okay, so that's Icelandic ships.
And
I didn't check the theocracy. I get the theocracy. What's it again? Whoops. Pick it up. Move it.
Hold on, I think you grabbed the wrong one.
Yeah, that is the wrong.
Oh, sorry.
I got it. I got a few.
Sorry,
right here.
yep, and here you go. We got you.
Symbol. So,
Yeah.
okay, so that was one of my basic actions was just that activate action. Pop in there. So now the quest, so this theocracy one, remind me what it does again. It's something kind of nice. But
So theocracy says either place or replace a theocracy follower
Twice.
on any theocracy venture post. So
it's an action, but it would cause somebody else to lose an action. So basically, I'm swapping an action for somebody else's action.
pretty much, like, and if you take a look at the tile that's in Bertus that has been really contentious, you could do that, but you wouldn't be able to activate it because, check that. Actually, you cannot do that, can you, on that? And the reason for that is, here, we'll actually use the Rosetta Stone. So it says place or replace. So if you go up here and at the very beginning, it says you cannot replace a tile with a rival follower on it, but
No, I think you can. I think
no,
you
you
could do
can.
that.
Never mind. I'm making
Yeah.
things up. Never mind. You're fine.
Yeah, it just means you can't replace a tile. but
Right.
the-
Yeah. Right. I was thinking because your ships are on there, but
Right.
never
But I
mind.
can't activate the tile because I don't have any ships there anyway.
Correct.
So
Yes.
I'd have to lug a ship all the way over there just to be able to activate it. And it's a bit of a long way, so I'm not super keen on that. I can cause Shrey some problems again, although Shrey's been nicely not causing me any problems, so there's that.
Yeah, why waste an action just to do that?
Yeah. And unless somebody's close to ending the game, right, and triggering that, then yeah.
But it does give me helps keep my majority of the theocracy markers, which is kind of handy.
Well, it doesn't though, right? Because I would just immediately take it back.
True. That's why it's the exchange of actions. Although, of course, one could argue is it really helping him that much that he can put boats there? And that special action isn't super powerful, so maybe you won't bother doing that because he's got other actions to do, and then it keeps my theocracy marker up. That's the puzzle thing there. I've got what other actions? I do want to get my god into play, so that's going to be a play action. So I might as well get that into place. And I am in the north, so I can do this, and that allows me to plop Noah.
All right, so here,
okay.
So you have the north, so you do have one of your ships in a post in the north, and there's one up here in Iceland.
No, that's
I'm sorry, wrong
right
wrong spot right there. Thank
Okay.
you. Yep.
And also winds, so I've got 2, in fact.
And now you can place a Jarl, a Jarldom follower on that.
That's time to actually give me a little bit more money during the solstice, which is useful.
Because that's your first one, exactly. And thing to keep in mind, folks are like, oh, I'm surprised the asymmetric boards haven't mattered as much as they would have thought. None of us are terribly experienced with this game, and that, again, so as you get more and more experience with the game, that may come into play more, number one. Number two, the reason we're not experienced is we wanted to show this off, that it's really easy to get into, right? And the other thing is there are how many boards? 9, 8? 8 different boards, so there's only 4 of them in display right now so far. So keep that in mind. All right.
And I just realized I've shorted myself $6 because
why?
I should have gotten $3 every time I establish a venture. That's unfortunate. I need to remember that.
Oh, well, there you go, Eric.
Yeah, mine's the only one who hasn't been used, and that's not for a lack of trying.
All right, so keep that in mind. All right, so sorry, Martin, continue.
Okay, so I'm thinking I've got these 2 boats in Iceland. So what exactly can I do with them? I mean, because they're not my boats.
Oh, they are.
Around.
They are unless there's something that says specifically yours. So if you look at the victory conditions, let me see.
Have all 6 of your boats alone on locations with a follower of yours.
Right there. So that longship victory, it doesn't come into play with the Icelandic ships.
Right.
But they're still your ships for activating or anything like that. Okay?
So I can still send them somewhere to do some activating.
100% yes. They are yours in every way unless it says specifically your ships. Okay?
Okay.
But they are good for flexing on people.
Well, I think a bit of journeying.
I'm laughing at chat.
Yeah.
Shrybjorn the broke. And the abilities are surprisingly weak if you don't use them. Full disclosure, I didn't see it either, or else we would have reminded you. We're all focused on our own stuff, so.
I'm having enough trouble trying to remember what I can do, let alone...
Exactly, right? So...
I admittedly didn't read the ability.
There's that, then...
I'm not laughing at you, Shrey.
No, I should be laughed at.
No, actually, I'm lying. I am a little bit.
That's unfortunate. I should have been paying attention to
that. Do I want to do the thing? Could do the swappy woppy, or could just bring it out. No, I think I'm gonna get the other boat out as well and get them both out into the water so that they can be hovering worryingly around. So I'm going to get them both out here. I think in the German Ocean, or do I want to move into Ganvik to be extra Now, the German Ocean gives a good bit of flexibility as to where I might kind of move them to. So I think I'm going to keep them in the German Ocean.
There we go. All right.
So that's my go.
And now
and
get
then
your...
I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 money from the Winter Solstice, which is kind of fun. And there we are.
All right. Well, I think I'll try and get some money using my special power.
I was just going to say, hey, Shrey, don't forget about your venture.
So yeah, so let's journey. How about journeying to Skoye, this location up here, and let's parlay that to establish a ruse faller over there.
All right, and I will show folks what that tile is. There you go. Just there's the squirrel trade, right? So there's 2.
So, and I'm going to take three silver because I established a venture.
There you go. Checks out. All right, and then if you activate it, that's 2 more.
I think I might. I mean, Greg could just come along and take 2 from me. That would...
Unless you spend it, he can't take what you don't have.
That's absolutely true, and
True. Although I'm not sure if there's any tile that I'm particularly enamored with out here. So I will. No, I think getting a couple of tiles. No, from the discard. No, I will do that. I will activate that to take 2 silver.
Okay.
So, and then I need to get my last boat out there.
Well, you don't need to, but you may want to.
For defensive purposes.
Of course.
So we will start here, and I will. Interesting options. Yep. All right. I'll go to Gondvik, Bjarmland, and then Sarskoye. So I'll be hanging out over there.
Okay.
End of my turn. I get 2 silver. And
all right.
That is it.
All right. So that. Oh, wrong button. Sorry. So I'm looking at this. Place one of my ships on that post in Sarskoye. So if we take a look at my board real quick, you see that I have 2 Jarldoms. And Martin has 1 out. You can see in the top left of his. And then nobody else has any, so I do get to keep that one. And as a reminder, the Jarldom then is I can move 1 step, return arrival, if alone established. So basically, moral of the story is I can steal one of these temporarily if I want. And so it keeps grabbing me money if I do that. So in other words, if I take the squirrel fur trade, or this one puts out another ship, but that doesn't help get me any money. And the reason I'm thinking about getting money is I have 7. But if you look at any of these tiles down near me, you'll notice that they are not 7. They are in fact 9 for all of them.
Persia 7.
For the invest, there is that. All right. And before we go any further, let me go ahead and talk about one last thing that I don't think we've touched on at all is duchies here, okay? So duchies, what duchies are, and I'm going to zoom in for this area up here, okay, is there are, in regions where there are 2 posts, if they are both ventures and the same player controls both of those ventures, that officially is a duchy. Now, what I do want to point out is something like this down here in Chaang, or better yet, down here where I have Fatimid. You'll notice that I have a venture over here, and even if I were to go ahead and place followers here in Damascus, that is not a duchy, because this is not a venture tile. This is a economic, a trade center. Whereas this one is a venture, which has the V on top. Whereas up here, if either blue or white controls either of those, or me or Martin, etc., if they control both of those, that's a duchy. And that is one of the victory conditions for have 2 or more duchies. The last thing that duchies do is that works as a home spot, essentially. So in other words, you can put out ships. Now, as it is, this venture tile basically works the same thing, almost. Sarskoya here says you can place one of your ships on this post, whereas this region, this duchy, would then mean you could put out a ship into the region itself, not into one of the spot or one of the posts, but into the region itself, instead of or in lieu of placing from or starting from your home location. So there you go. That's a duchy. Okay? Cool. Good. So that said, do I want to? I mean, it would be temporary, but I think I will. And I kind of feel bad doing this to Shrey. But it's all about me being able to get money is what it is, which then will allow me to put out more followers. So I'm trying to figure out where I would like to, and I'm thinking that's kind of nice. And I already have a ship there. So I think what I will do is I will start out with my Jarldom one to go ahead and take the Jarldom action, which, oh, I moved down the wrong one. So if we come over here under the Jarldom 1, there. So the Jarldom says, again, it can move one step, return a rival ship, and then if alone, I can establish. So if we look at that, so right here, I will do that. So Shrey, if you would be so kind, thank you. So I will then do that, and when I do so, I get to place a ruse follower on there. Now, even if that gave me the lead, remember you only check for the influence tokens at the beginning of your turn. So there's that. Thank you. So that is action number 1. Action number 2 is I will go ahead and activate. So I will go ahead and flip that ship. And activating that says I just gained 2, so I'm not stealing anything from Shrey at least. So there's that. Then action number 3 is going to be to parlay. And parlay says, if alone, establish. Well, if we look over here in Miklagard, I am alone, so I will establish. So I will pay all 9. Hold on. Will I do that yet? You know what? Hold on. Before I do that. Where is it? Nope. Where is it? I know he's out here. That one. That is tempting. You know what? I think actually instead, there's, ooh, wait. Shrey would have to get 2 ships to be able to take that back from me, won't he? But if I don't bug out, then I know that Greg's going to steal $2 from me. So you know what? I'm going to journey, and I'm just going to show that I am a team player. Shrey?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
yeah.
I'm going to journey, and I'm going to move this longship. Now, even though it's been activated, I can still move it. I can still journey with it. So I will go 1, 2, and I will move it up here into the, I can't read that. That is the, sorry.
Sea of Mermans.
Sea of Mermans. All right, so I'm just going to flip it so I don't forget, but there you go. So now he can't steal that money from me. And for my last action, is it worth it at this point? For every time, it is. I'm going to go ahead and pay 3. 1, 2, 3. And I will go ahead and purchase that god, Trong de Lag, there. So I will just go ahead and take that into my hand. And that was an invest action, so I am done. All right, so now I have 2 different types of followers out, so I will gain 2 as my winter solstice, and then we will refresh the market if somebody wants to do that for me. And then that's it. So, Greg, you're up.
Interesting. Wouldn't your followers still technically be in this wind?
Are you a rival because you have a follower here? That's a good question.
Oh, crap.
I don't know.
I think the answer is
Yeah.
yes.
I'll wait the 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Is Edward
No, the answer is yes. Because,
Yes.
okay, well, here. Okay. I mean, we don't need, I mean, the Rosetta Stone does its job. Gain 2 silver from each of your rivals in the same wind. So now, let's go over and look at what rivals said. Any other player? Am I in that wind? I have followers there. The answer is yes. I just didn't think of it. Damn.
Well,
That sucks.
yep, because I'm going to activate it twice.
What?
Are you kidding me?
See,
Oh.
one person isn't worth it, but 2 people.
Oh,
Definitely
dude,
worth
glory to Rome to you for that. Actually, I want to say something way stronger than that.
it. Oh, wait till we're in person.
Oh, yeah. I might punch you. So I lose 4. Wow. Wow. So that gaining that 2 lost me 2.
I'm going to activate for another boat, and I'm going to use that last action to journey 1, 2, and into the Caspian Sea.
Oh. Did you lose your money too, Shrey?
Yep.
Oh, I am so angry. I didn't even think about that. Mistakes were made. Wow. That was gross.
Yeah, if you had established, I would have just done my turn something else, but that was too good to pass up.
All right. And you did your Winter Solstice, I assume?
Oh, no, I didn't. So that's $2 more.
All right. And then Martin's up next.
Yep. Mistakes were made.
Indeed. So what to do? That's the question. Thinking of various possibilities.
That hurt.
Which are really grabbing me at this point.
Oh, I should have established. Oh, because then I have no money for you to take. Son of a... Grrr! Now I understand what chat's saying. Damn it!
Yeah.
Oh! I am not a smart man.
Your hubris burned Shrey in the process.
Yeah.
It wasn't hubris. It was, no, legitimately, it was me just trying to get out of there.
That's true. That's true.
No, it was quite the opposite. Oh, God. Oh. That's gonna haunt me. Glory to Rome to me for being an idiot.
Yes, Andy in chat has a good point. You've played 18xx, so you know not to hold on to your liquidity.
When I could have invested. Oh, God.
That's
Oh, the exploit. If this were a Glory to Rome stream, dude. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, there you go. It wasn't hubris. It was just honest to goodness negligence. 100% guilty. Sorry, Martin, take your turn. God, change the subject, please.
I'm enjoying all this wailing and gnashing of teeth.
Golly, that might have cost me like potentially like, oh.
You'll recover.
No,
Right.
but I could have put down 2 followers and Miklegard and God.
Okay, so
My bad.
got a bunch of money.
Oh, sure, rub it in.
Time to take my last what's it out. So I'm gonna go journeying again.
Eric, and purchased. I'm glad you guys are enjoying my pain.
Start in my home base. 1, 2, 3, and go into Normandy. Then I'm gonna activate in Normandy or establish or whatever.
Establish.
Cost me all 8, but it's again is that still a helpful ally? It is indeed. So
Yeah.
it cost me 8, but 3 back, so I lose 5.
And this is also an immediate, which I don't think there are any on the board.
Are there not any what's it on the board? Yeah, there are. I
There's
see
mine
2
down
yellow
in
dots.
Fatima.
So one of those
Oh, there's one down here. That's the only one. Okay.
I'm not picking on you, Edward. You just happen to be, well, that's the wrong one. That's the Roos one. I need the Jarl one.
I mean, you don't have to do it.
I don't. But,
yet,
that's
here we
got
are.
me. So
All
which
right.
one do I clobber? Fatimid?
Yep,
He's got 2
yep.
out. Oh,
There
one
you
of
go.
them's on his thing. So, yeah, Fatimid's got to go. Yeah.
Which all but assures me that I'm going to lose this now, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it back up there. Because I don't have it now.
So there we are. So that's a nice move into Normandy.
Oh, wow, that was so
Then
bad.
I'm down to 3, so I need some more money. I will get more in the winter solstice. I think I am actually going to use the special action of the religious one.
Theology, or theocracy, sorry. Place a theocracy follower on any theocracy venture.
Yep. I'm going to, sorry, Shrey, but you have to move out there.
I don't think sorry means what you think it means. So, there you go.
Okay, I will have to waste an action to do that again.
Yep, same. I feel you.
I'm just generally... And then I'm actually going to try this special what's it from this guy. So,
on the Sweden one?
Yeah.
All right, so you're going to draw from the top of the, basically mystery meat off the top of the deck. If it's a venture tile, you can place one of your ships on the post and then immediately play the venture tile. If it is. If not, discard it.
No. If not, you keep it.
Hey, I'm sorry. If not, you keep it. I apologize. Sorry.
So I draw it. Goes in. Okay.
I take it it's not a venture.
Tile.
It is?
I just placed it.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. So in Bulgar. Oh, wow. It just gets better, doesn't it?
And then what do I then? Do I immediately establish it or something?
Yeah. Yep. Per the Sweden, it says if it's a venture, place a ship on there, and then
I can pick any ship that I've got.
now.
Yep.
Again, this is the one thing that we had in question, and it may change as the development finishes, but notice you don't have any ships on your player board. That may change to where you can't do that action if you don't have any ships, but as it is, you can, as of right now, so you can grab it from somewhere. And keep in mind,
grab the ship from here.
You can grab one of the Iceland ships.
I could, but I think I want to grab this one.
Okay.
I understand doing correctly.
No.
And then
He doesn't have
on here.
He doesn't have another action to finish it. So, but it means we have to do something about it.
Yeah, Martin's close to winning, and why?
Because of which one is it? It's
Of
the
course.
Empire, right? Yeah. No.
Yeah, have your followers
No,
on
no,
at least one
long-
location in
it's a
all
long ship.
regions in one wind.
No, it's a longship victory.
Oh, right, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I was going to say
I
he
got
doesn't
that.
have that. So have all 6 of his longships alone on locations with a follower. So let's zoom in so we can.
Actually, I don't want this ship there. I will take one of the Iceland ships.
Okay.
Oh, really?
You sure?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
He knows what he's
Sure.
doing, so okay. So in that case, this will not be applicable
The
there.
second
Okay. All right. So never mind. Okay. So that's all your actions, correct?
I believe so, yes.
All right. So now, if you take a look at his Jarl board, he has 3 different types of followers. So he gets 3 in the winter solstice, so 3 silver.
Bad boy. I messed that up. Yeah.
All right. Did you get your 3 silver, sir?
Yes, he gets 5 because
sorry. Yes, I need to get
it's 5.
3, 4, 5 in
5.
fact, because of the
So there you go, because of that.
god.
That's so gross. All right.
So why did he not do that? To protect this, I guess? It's interesting.
And what is that tile? That is gain 3. Okay.
Okay. All right. So what I'll do is I'll journey, and then I'm going to play. So
Yep. Here, let me get
There's-
this out of the way.
there's boat. No,
No?
not there.
Okay.
No.
Sorry.
I'm gonna stay out of that area. Actually, no. If I do that, then I give
Shut up, Edward.
less of an incentive.
Shut up.
Well, the reason to do that is to give Greg less an incentive to actually use his power again.
Which is true.
Fine. Okay, I'll do it. So I'll journey here and then establish that. And it is a roost. No, yes, a roost fowler. Okay, which gets me $3. Yay.
But then you know,
Right.
clap your
Poking you
hands.
for $2 and ruining your game, not fun. Poking both you and Edward for $4,
Yeah.
definitely worth it.
Oh, absolutely. Son of a...
Oh yeah.
So
Doing it for $8?
actions.
Priceless.
All right. So I will journey and play again. Or I guess that this one was parlay.
Right.
So journey and play. So I'm going to go from my home into Wen's. I'm in this Wen's post.
Okay, to be clear on this, so when you do this, just to make it clear, you actually from that location go out into the water for 1 movement, 2 into Wen's, and then 3 into the post. It doesn't go straight from his home into the post. It's a subtle thing, but it's important to point out, okay? So here you go, I got you. Okay, you got it. There we go. Okay, so.
India's not completely kicked. It's got a few boats.
All right. So I'll get 3 more silver. And end of my turn, I will get 2 silver for my winter solstice, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. Oh, boy. So I don't think I have, no, Jarl board, or the Jarl is clearly Martin, not me. So action 1 is to journey. Oof. That's smarts. So I'm going 1 up top and then 2 into, what's that one? It is Trondalag. Then I will go ahead and play as my second action. I might as well do this here. I will play as my second action, and I'm going to play my Trondalag God. So that gets me a ruse follower out there. Onto that now. And whenever I gain money, I gain 1 more. So every time I gain something. Okay. Man. Hold on. So that is, so I could go 1. Huh.
Oh, Oh, if the longship journeys from your home region, it can start in the land.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
okay, check that. Okay. Well, I guess that actually makes sense because if you look at the iconography, oops, sorry. If you look at the iconography, it's half on land, half on water. So technically, this ship, when it came out, started at his home location, and then it actually went 1 into Wens, and then 2. Oops.
Oh, that would have changed, I think, my first turn.
So, okay, it's all right. No big deal.
Yeah, no big deal.
What the hell am I doing now? I thought an idea, right? No. What was it? I need more strength. It was that. Oh, it was that. I'm 1 action short. Okay. So that would give me 6, which I'm pretty sure 6 is not 9. But it does give me an extra 2 silver, so I am going to do this. All right. So as I will activate as my 3rd action here. And I'm going to activate this longship down there, and that longship's that venture location
Whoa.
says gain 1 silver, and I can force 2 rivals ships in this wind to move out of a post. So I gain 1. So number 1 is going to be this longship, this Icelandic one, must move out of the post.
It goes into the water because you cannot be in Bulgar.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I can.
Oh,
Yeah, I can.
yeah, you're right.
Yes,
Sorry.
I can. So
Wait, don't you have to own for this one to do
oh
it?
God, I don't own it, do I? Okay, well, step 1 will be to parlay first and to
Yeah.
boot him out.
Take that back. Yeah.
Yes, and then step 2 will have been to have done that. So there we go. There we go. All right, so that is all my actions, and I got 2 for that. I got 2 for that, and now I get now I get 2, but I'm gaining coins, so I'm actually going to gain 3, which is going to be 9 total. And done. Great.
Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is to take a journey. It'll be my first not mean round in a little while. I'm just going to go 1 step to India. Then I'm going to play a god from my hand. This one says I may buy 2 cards when I invest.
Oh,
with
nice.
1 action.
Okay.
Yep.
Sif.
And then I'm going to parlay this area, which will cost me 9. I'll be down to 5.
Yep.
And it gives me, not only do I get to put 2 Jarldoms, which is choice, anytime payments are made for Jarl cards, I get the money.
For Jarldom. Yeah. Yep. Tiles.
Yep. I think my last action is going to be to activate this and put another longboat on it. Solstice comes and I get 4 coin.
All right, Martin. What influence tokens do you get, sir?
He gets
Lots.
You get 3 of them.
add
3 of them.
Jarl to it.
Wow.
Yeah, here, I got it for you. Here's your Jarl.
I don't want you to sprain a shoulder from lifting all those influence tiles, sir.
Okay, so I'm always a bit worried with these kind of games of whether this is right or not, but I'll try it anyway.
Do it.
No, we'll see. So first thing would be a journey. This boat goes here and into here.
So that would be 1 into Wens, then to Ganvik, then to
1 into
Adelaide.
Ganvik, and 1 into Adelam.
Yep.
Then I can activate it for 7.
Yeah, and here it comes.
And now, there you go. Okay.
7. And throw a Swede in there while I'm
As
doing
you
it.
do,
Not
just
that
throw them around. Yeah, I
Yeah.
hear you.
And then playing
I'm now
event.
making a victory condition so I can play my event card that I've been keeping for Iceland, which is the event. Yep.
Okay, well, do the event. Establish
What
a
is
god
the
from
event?
your hand, ignoring the,
Oh.
the post requirement. So if you have one.
Yep. So
Okay.
establish a god. I haven't had a god. Would I have not been able to play the
You
event?
still
Had I
can
not
do
got a
it.
god?
You still
Yeah,
can do
you-
it, yes.
Yeah.
So he gets
Okay.
that. But now,
Yep.
whenever you play an event, you check for an endgame condition. Did anybody win? So let's take a look now at the Longship Victory. Have all 6 of your ships, not Icelandic ships, but all your ships alone on locations with a follower of yours. So we see you are that kind of pinkish purple. So let's look around the board now. So you have 1 that has a follower in a ship. That's 1. There, yep, that's 2. Yep, that's good, that's 3. Yep, that's good, that's 4. Yep, that's good, that's 5. And yep, that's good, that's 6. Game over.
Yep. Ah.
There you go. And that, folks. Oh, okay. So here, so there was just a discussion just now about how long does this play? What was it? Somebody asked, how long does this normally take? About 30 minutes a player. So let's look. We started this stream at 7 o'clock. It's now, or it's 7:05, I think. So we started this at 9:30, or we're finished at 9:35. So 2.5 hours with a pretty close to a full teach, even though we taught as we went. So 2.5 hours with a teach via a interface that a lot of us are still learning and messing around with. So yeah, 2 hours or less. Actually, if we actually had the physical board and all of us were sitting around the table, yeah, I think this would be 90 minutes at most after the teach, right?
Yep.
So there you go. Well
I
done,
think so,
Martin.
yeah. This is
Well,
Yeah, good job.
let's face it, we're bribed with that New Zealand money, so you bring the game.
John makes a good point to check to see.
Oh,
that no other-
okay, yeah, fair point. So hold on before we bug out. Okay, so hold on. So you actually check all the victory conditions. So that's a fair point. So have your followers on at least one location in all regions in one wind. Is anybody else close to that?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. Have placed all 6 of one or more of your follow types. No one's close to that except for Martin, so we don't need to worry about that. Does anybody have 2 duchies? I'm pretty sure the
No,
answer is
nope.
no.
No one has any.
Yeah, so Martin smoked us in that point. But the point remains that you still need to check for that, and here's why. Actually, hold on. Before, let's go ahead and look at this. So now, let's say Shrey and Martin had both succeeded in completing 2 different ones, whatever, right? So then you look at the number in the bottom left-hand corner of the victory conditions, and you see that there's a number 11 down to 15. The number closest to 1, so the lower number, is theoretically more difficult, so that would be the tiebreaker. So in other words, an empire victory would beat a follower victory if both done. You don't have to play the event, just when the event is played, you check victory conditions. So in that case, 11 beats 13, which beats 14, which beats 15. So there you go.
Oh, Andy says it matters.
Okay, it's most followers. So disregard everything I just said, and apparently it's most followers. So that's changed. So there you go.
That makes sense.
Before I get out of the screen and before we go to the roundtable discussion, Shrey, you want to grab the other victory conditions out of the box?
Oh yeah.
And bring them over here?
They're actually over here. Yeah.
Okay. So there are 4 different levels of victory conditions here. There we go. So the ones we played with are the standard victory condition level. But as you can see here, well, actually, instead of that, I'll just zoom in on these so you guys can see those. So the novice ones are pretty simple. So have all your ruse placed. And notice it's checked during your winter solstice. So at the end of your turn, right? Instead of having to play events with this. So those are considerably easier. And so you can play with a mix and match. So let's say you were playing with either less experienced gamers or younger gamers, then maybe those players could go after those victory conditions. And let's say, you know, Shrey and Martin were playing against them, then maybe they have to play with to where they can win when you get that, whereas the younger or less experienced gamers win if they get to that. So you can mix and match that. Then there are obviously, I think there are 8 of each. I think so.
No, it's five.
There's 5 of each. I'm sorry. So that is the other standard one that was not in play randomly. Have at least 6 followers placed on
trade centers and
Allies. Powerful allies.
yeah.
Powerful
There you go. And then the step up from the ones we played are these, as you can see, these 5 right there. Those are definitely more difficult. Okay. And then the LOL, you know, if you're a complete and total masochist, which a lot of us are, these are the Eklundian, which are really tough. I've never played with them, and I'm a long way from being able to play with them. So there you go. All right. So now that we have covered that, start with the victor, gets the spoils. So Martin, you've now an expert at this, having played this twice. So thoughts on Pax Viking in general?
I quite like it. I must admit, I immediately compare it in my mind to Pax Premier Second Edition, which I got hold of last year and we really like. Again, it has some similar qualities in the sense of you've got this definite. There's a bit of contention and conflict, direct conflict in the game, but it's actually as much, if not more, about trying to string together the cards that flow through and trying to get a good set of combos that will get you moving. As I think about it, I ask myself, would my wife, Cindy, like this game? Because she doesn't tend to like games with direct conflict, but she likes Pax Premier Second Edition. So, you know, is this going to be similar itch scratching? Also similar to Pax Premier Second Edition is you've got a lot of variety because the combinations of cards you're going to see in each game are going to be very, very different.
Yeah, I think there are 220 tiles, I think, in Pax Viking, and we played with how many, Shrey, is it?
48.
48, so less than a quarter of them.
Yeah, so I like that. I like the maneuvering around the map. I always like games where you've got to do this kind of spatial stuff with the map. The victory condition combos, I'm usually kind of a bit meh about variable victory conditions in games. I kind of feel it's a bit lazy. A lot of games have gone for the kind of, you know, pick different victory conditions for every game. But this, I quite like the fact that you've got victory conditions at different levels of difficulty, both because as a group gets to play it, they can kind of ramp it up a little bit, and the idea of using it as a handicap mechanism to allow less experienced or younger players or whatever to be able to play. And one of the things that I feel is often missing in board games is some kind of handicap mechanism. Which I think would be very useful to have for quite a lot of situations. And so the fact that you can actually maneuver a handicap mechanism in a game like this is really quite nice. It's got that same kind of historical flavor that's kind of fun. We weren't really reading much of the flavor text and but again, Pax Premier has this same quality. The other Pax games, this is kind of a general feature of them, and I rather like that. And it was pretty simple to learn and play, which is definitely not a feature of PAX games from my limited experience of them. But PAX Premier is kind of good.
I'd say that's a fair statement. Yeah.
My one experience of PAX Renaissance was an absolute disaster. I don't feel that that's going to be the case here. I feel that the game seems to flow quite logically, and I'm easy to pick up. I really do feel I've got the hang of the rules. But the strategy is going to be good.
Right.
Now,
I mean, we learned
the
this, well, you and Greg learned this last night, and you learned this while also learning Tabletop Simulator last night on top of that. And so, yeah, I think that's kind of a success point for what they're trying to go for here with this being I don't want to call it a lesser PAX or a beginner PAX, because I'll be honest, I think there's as much here, maybe not as much, but there's still, I still feel like this is scratching the PAX itch, even though it feels completely different, but it's still than other PAX games, because I've played all of them now. Yeah, I have. And it still feels like a PAX game to me. But Greg, what do you think?
Yeah.
For sure. This definitely comes across as a PAX game. I'm not sure if I would call it. Yeah, I would call it an intro to PAX games. I'd be willing to call it that. But more so, it's like a approachable.
Yeah,
PAX.
lowers the barrier to entry, right? As far as just opacity with the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But I feel people hear that and they get defensive, like, oh well, blah, blah, but it doesn't make it a lesser game just because it's got a lower ground. No, I like it. I've been on, I think, this will be my second PAX stream. The last time I played PAX Premiere on stream, I had no idea what I was doing the whole time. Just doing actions, went through the whole thing, but not once through this one did I ever feel like I had to struggle for a strategy.
Mm-hmm.
I just had to play the game. I just had to play the board and play the players. And yeah, it does feel like, so the same thing happened in our first game as happened in this game, so maybe it's just because of the group. But I feel like if you just let one player go off into the upper left corner and
that's the case in most games. If people fight and then one person's left alone, so note to self, don't do that.
No, I think it might have behooved Shrey to try and fight with Martin, but I think that just would have been a losing battle for Shrey. It's weird to try and grasp when the right time to go and attack someone is and when isn't. Like, clearly the right time to do the double action was when you were both in my region.
Yeah, oh, totally. And clearly Shrey should have gotten his money each turn. I should have established, to make it to where, mistakes were made. Part of this is we're new players to this too, right? So.
But, no, overall, I think it's a quite approachable PAX, and one I wouldn't mind playing over and over again.
All right.
I think that's another thing that PAX does well, is the variability. This I haven't seen the same cards twice except for that one god.
Yeah, right? Like all of these, I was like, oh, that's nice. I've now played it 3 times, and most of these were new.
Yeah.
So I hear you. How about you, Shrey?
Yeah, I really like this. This is an interesting. It is an interesting challenge here. What I like is that it does absolutely feel like what I expect from PAX games, but the learning curve is entirely reasonable. I could imagine taking this to some groups that would perhaps be a little shy away from some of the other PAX games, and they would learn and understand it well enough that we could follow up. They would even given some time in between, coming back up to speed on it is not going to be as hard as like Renaissance is going to be. If you don't play that after a few months, you might have to re-remember.
Sure. Yep.
So that's I think it's really, really nice about this. You're right. Like you have to. I think Brian was pointing out that I shouldn't have got too distracted by the East, I guess. Yeah, it's not quite Asia, but getting mixed in a land war out there is not a good idea.
Right.
But so, and gone after Martin. But that was something that you're right. I should have just tried to, even if I'm threatening Martin, maybe not actually actively.
The implied.
The implied
Yeah.
threat is important, and I think that is an interesting thing to balance, because I was genuinely trying to go for my victory condition. I had 4 tiles with my boats, and I had a venture tile in my hand that I could place a 5th, and then I just I was going to get a 6th because I actually had money and I could theoretically get a 6th. But I was like 2 or 3 turns from getting to that point. I think the distraction in the East sort of messed that up, and all the money that was going away, and the back and forth was just helping Martin too much. But yeah, I think it all that comes together in really interesting ways, and I'm really happy to have backed this. Actually, it's
all right. And from a teaching standpoint, I mean, if we go back, like I said, like I have the rule book physically on the table in front of me, but honestly, I didn't look at it a single time. And again, I've played this game twice, right? The fact that the Rosetta Stone answers all your questions right there. And the Rosetta Stone really isn't that big like as others, right? I mean, so let me get back to it. There you go. So that's the entire Rosetta Stone. And again, the fact that everything is right there, I assume these are going to be little player aids or something along those lines for all the players. And so the fact that once you understand that, oh, okay, anything capitalized I can go look at right here, then problem solved, right? It's all right there. And it makes the barrier to entry way easier. Again, you might not know how to do it well, but that's kind of the excitement of most of these games, is learning the strategies involved. And the fact that the rules get out of the way pretty quick, especially for a PAX game, they get out of the way extraordinarily quick. I think this succeeds in what it's trying to do, which is lower that entry level point from a complexity standpoint for PAX games. And
to me, that's a real triumph, because now I'm not a fan of complex rule games unless they really carry a lot for it. And even then, I'm always going to prefer a game with simpler rules if it's got the depth. That's why I'm a big, fan of Knizia's games, right? Because he's got this wonderful way of reducing the rule set to a minimum amount while still allowing a lot of play. And this is the kind, like with Pax Pamir 2nd Edition, this is in that kind of territory. And I definitely, to me, that's a triumph, not a dumbing down. It's a definite raising up.
Right.
One thing I will say as a warning, though, some people may not like this game, for the same reason they might not like Pax Pamir 2nd Edition. There is a lot of randomness here. I mean, the game is driven a great deal by what cards come out and how they flow. It can make, last night's game, I felt for a while I was just hopeless because I couldn't see how to get out of a position I was in because there was nothing in the cards and I couldn't see my way through that. I'm not bothered by that much in a game. I really love Race to the Galaxy, which is very much a flow of cards, randomness game. But if that kind of thing bothers you as a player or bothers your group, then you're going to struggle with that in this game. And it is a much longer game than Race to the Galaxy, so the counteraction of Race to the Galaxy is it's all over in half an hour is not going to be the case here. So that's something to bear in mind as well. Randomness is going to be a factor. You can work around it, you can get through that, but at times it is probably going to feel like you've been screwed by the randomness.
Yeah.
If this were a 4-hour game, I'd have an issue with that. But the fact that it's 30 minutes per player, I'm all right with that.
Yeah,
personally,
a lot of the randomness is mitigatable just by the cards themselves present so much opportunity that that they themselves form strategies that you can go after, or you can always just do what you and I did both tonight and last night and just stick to the cards that are already on the board.
Real quick, I wanted to point out a couple things as far as mobility on the map. People were asking about this, so I figure I'd show them. So my starting location was down here, down in the Caspian Sea, that I am 2 turns away from being able to establish in Iceland. So if I move a ship, I go 1 in Caspian, 2, and then 3 up here, there. And then my next turn is 1, 2, 3. There we go, right? And now I'm up there. And vice versa going the other direction. And the other thing is, yes, Gibraltar is traversable. So if I were to come down here, remember I had my stuff down in the south over there. I mean, I go, when I was in the Middle Sea, that's 1. I can come over there, 2, and then 3, and I'm up over there as well. So yeah, so the map is far more traversable, I guess, and it's a lot easier to get. Like, you can't go somewhere and just hide. As you saw, like Martin was infringing, Greg was infringing on my area down in the southeast as well. So the map's just, it looks big, but it's not that big of that many steps to be able to move around.
And it works thematically too with Vikings and their long ships because they went everywhere.
They went everywhere that's in here, right? Yeah. So. Yeah, I enjoyed it, even if I was an idiot and didn't play well, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I'd want to go back to something that Martin was saying, that the little rules overhead is really nice because, and you could call this an intro game. I wouldn't necessarily couch it like that for me. Like, personally, this might not be the intro to, then I'm going to play Renaissance or
this might be as far as you go in the PAX series,
be, right?
Yeah.
I played other PAX games, but I could see this being something that I'm like, okay, we have time. I'm just going to pull this off the shelf and be like, let's play this. It's quick to get into, and we don't have to remember a ton of stuff, and it might fit more of that like sort of weeknight type feel than something that is much more brain burny on the positional sense and the planning, but still having plenty of interaction, plenty of decisions to deal with. So I think this is, this could be a game that you play a ton as not necessarily as an intro to PAX, but just as a fantastic PAX game.
Yeah, and I want to quantify, having played every single PAX game in existence, I don't feel like this is a lesser PAX because of it. I feel like just as big an idiot after, not doing well in this as I do in other PAX games, but the rules get out of the way a lot quicker, and I'm able to try and parse, okay, what is it I need to do to win, and how do I try and keep you guys from it? I just didn't do a good job of it. But it wasn't because I'm trying to figure out, okay, am I allowed to move that? Am I allowed to do? There's none of that for me in this game. It's just, so when we say it's more approachable than other PAX games for a lot of people, but it's not a lesser PAX game for that. So, yeah. And apparently, Shrey, you need to flip the table because apparently you know how to do that.
I can flip the table. There we go.
There we go. And bye. There we go. All right, cool. All right, so cool. First off, thank you to the fellas here for taking the time to do this. That is really annoying. I got to take that off screen. All right. I appreciate it. So for the guys here, for Yoon and Jess and Andy and everybody else that is in chat. I think Sam's over there and everything else. So thanks to everybody for that. They didn't sponsor this. I did this because I wanted to stream this. I was excited for it and I wanted to. Now, will we do the official sponsored playthrough of it with the physical copy when it arrives? Yup. Is that right now? No. So I wanted to be able to do this for you guys out there. And I just wanted to play it, so it gives me a good excuse. So there you go. Thanks to everybody that hung out and watched, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it and got something from it. If so, give it a thumb down below, subscribe, support the show over on pledgehc.com. If you think this is entertaining enough to and either helps turn you on to game or turn you off of games, either direction, it helps save you money and point you in the right direction, then maybe consider supporting the show, pledgehc.com. Everybody you see on the picture on the screen there does, so I certainly appreciate that. Yeah. Huh?
Remember to put your thumbs on the stream and everything, because we need your thumbs. Give us your thumbs.
I would have been sad had we not
It had to
gotten
be
that.
said, yeah.
It really did, didn't it? So awesome, good deal, and thanks for the ass whooping there, Martin. Well done. Good job there. Anything else, fellas?
I think Greg's nickname needs to be, I won $2.
$2.
I'd take that action for $1.
Yeah. Shrey and I made two really, really, really dumb mistakes on our respective parts, but yeah. So.
You're giving me and Greg a fighting chance.
Yeah. There you go. That's it. All right, cool. I will be back in 2 days with 1862 revisited, because I'm going to do better. I'm looking forward to that. Solo. And then we have a couple more solo streams this weekend. Look for a lot of multiplayer stuff next week, and in the coming weeks it's going to be more like this, whether it's Tabletop Simulator or the physical copies of games here in physical. Just saying that arrived today. So there's that. All right, cool. So I'm Edward.
I'm Greg.
I'm Shrey.
And I'm Martin.
All right, you guys have a great rest of your night, day, whatever it is. Social distance, wear your masks, be kind to one another, and we'll see you guys in a couple days. Take care, everybody. Ah! I'm an idiot! Yep, Shrey summed it up well.
Want to hear a joke about Vikings?
Sure.
Never mind. There's no way you laugh at it.
Boo.
Okay.
Boo. Boo.
No.
Terrible.